Sir, good morning. Before the session starts, sir, can I just talk to you for a minute, sir? Um,
Hello, 1 second. Who's this? 1 second.
Sir, this is Monica, sir. Um, um, just wanted to, before, because the classic edition was getting expired, I just gave my GMAT. I got very low score, sir, like 610. I got 46 in math and 26 only in verbal, sir.
I'll
So,
take
I,
Please, I'll take your questions later.
sure, sure, sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
stay. All right, so let's see. It's a difficult session for me to do as well because asking someone to really shift is not an easy thing when the exam doesn't even exist anymore, so we don't have any option. I'll talk very logically about what we can do. And I mean, there are many questions people have, and they do a desperate attempt. Even till the 31st, some people are trying that no, somehow some miracle will happen, this, that. But essentially, most of you probably deep within knew that this was a lost cause. And I have been talking to people every day for a month now. And I realized one thing that I said, okay, fine, if you want to go for it, who can really stop? But sometimes we also have to be very realistic. So, what I have seen in the last 1 month was a huge amount of frustration. And that frustration, first of all, is always with oneself. But later on, when things don't improve, you start blaming the system, blaming the teacher, blaming everyone. It's not that you have done anything wrong. This is what really starts happening. So I cannot even begin to tell you because we started the entire thing, Can I Be Your Friend session series, and it was almost for a full month. Every single day I was just trying to understand why is it that people don't see reality. If you couldn't do something in 1 year, how are you trying to push it in the next 3 months, or sorry, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? I mean, there were people who were like, ISB deadline is 21st, and they were talking to me on the 10th, and they said that my scores are in the 500s, early 500, and they still wanted to go for it. Wrong or right, I'm not saying, but I do not know why. And it's true of all human minds. It's difficult to accept reality. So we will have to revisit. If you even want to attempt the exam in the different sense, whatever mistakes you have done, and one mistake that we all do is not building depth. I've been saying this, I've shouted myself hoarse saying this again and again and again, but don't people just don't understand. They want some miracle that in the next 10 days, 20 days, something can happen, even if something did not move at all in 1 year. So it's a difficult session for me to do, as I said, but as a teacher, this is my responsibility to guide you right. Now there is no going back, and this is the only date we could have chosen, because then if we had chosen yesterday, also some people would have said, no, no, I'm still writing my exam. Absolutely nothing. I'm not saying you did badly or you did well, but there is a lot of frustration people carry when they themselves know that they did not put in the effort. There is a very specific command of action I say to people that this is what you have to do. And you don't do it, and then you expect something, and then obviously we'll be very angry, we'll be hurt, we'll regret. But the result of all this, I mean, the cause of all this is hurry. Round one comes, some people take a 10-day break, they try to finish everything in round one time. Then, when they don't score, they don't continue to study till round two. They'll then continue with life. Then 10 days, they'll start thinking about round two study. And then they will be in a rush. Obviously, this cannot result in a good score for anybody for that matter. So, next time, if you're going for it, there is no round three, there's no such thing. Please go for this. No hurry, first of all. Build depth so that you can actually teach. I've been saying this, nobody wants to listen. I do not know why we don't want to listen to this. So let's see. All of you, please keep your hands down. I will take your questions at the end. I have to talk about it. I have to set the tone. I have to set the mindset first. So rush, anxiety, panic, picking things because of R2, R1, R2, R3, and then the blame game starts. I can't even begin to tell you how many people then start blaming that no, no, this course is not working for me. This teacher is not working. This is not working. Even if there's like, okay, so same people who have scored a 780 are praising the mock test portal to the skies. Some people, it's too tough. It is not realistic. So it is very natural for us when we can't find any fault with ourselves because we don't want to square up to that reality. We start blaming, and it's normal. I'm not saying that it is a bad thing that you're blaming, but then where does it take you? You also have seen 780 score report recently. You've also seen so many 770s in the last 1 month. Forget. So that point is important. This time, anything called rush or anything called anxiety or panic and picking up things because it is R1, R2, R3, R1, R2, R3, they're 6 months away. Do not prepare in a rush, no matter what. If you're thinking about R3 of any school, any European school, I have 1 month, I'll go to INSEAD, I'll do. Please, I mean, you should be realistic, and that's the best thing. And as a teacher, I shouldn't be saying this again and again. It hurts, I understand. But then we have to also look at ourselves very hard in the mirror. Have a hard look at reality. There is no point. Numbers don't lie. If your score is in the 500s, that is your score. Maybe your score has not really lived up to your potential because maybe sometimes, but this is important. Also, one more thing, now that we know very clearly, stop making any comparison with scores that, oh, my score is only 695 now. Will they think this is low? The GMAT is very clear about one thing, only percentile. This is the email I've been showing for some time. Okay, 645 is the new 700 is also not important. They will say because 700 is 86 percentile, 645. So they will only look at percentile. The way it happens in CAT. Nobody says CAT mein how many marks did you get in math? Nobody asks, oh, your score was 19.75 on 30 or whatever. Nobody says. Everybody says 98 percentile, 20, 30 percentile, whatever. So once again, if your score looks low, no such thing. A 695 today is equivalent to a 750. Don't even remotely try to compare scores. You can see what is the difference going on, 55 marks. 645. So stop thinking about score altogether that, okay, what is your score? You just think that I have to get 700 plus. That's it. Obviously, there is no 700, 705. 705 is 99 percentile. So you really have to think like that. If you were thinking 99, then just think 705, if at all. Don't even think 705, just think about it. The way to plan now is this. In each section, you get 90, 90, 90, above obviously, or overall 99 and above because 100 is also possible. What it means, how to get it, I'll tell you. Today's discussion will give you every single detail, but please, this is one important thing. So, for example, one of the students, Aditya, whose score report we've been showing you for some time, not because it is 100 percentile, but it gives you a lot of clarity about something. His verbal is 91, quant is 94, DI is what? They're all in the 90s or 100, it doesn't matter. Total score is 100, that's it. So, the GMAC or all B schools will look at column one only. Nobody will look at this at all. Nobody will look at this. Nobody will look at this. Nobody will look at this. The only column that matters is this. You might ask, why do they give all this to confuse people, or what is the reason? They can just give the first column. I don't care about it. The only column the B schools and the GMAC or any other body that uses the GMAT score, even a company placement, they will never look at this. So from now on, you have to think about it. What is the best way to think in this? You can make up to 7 mistakes overall in 64 questions. This is the benchmark. Now you make mistakes more in verbal, more in quant, more in data. It doesn't matter because no cutoff is there. This time, earlier it used to be that quant has to be strong. Because they've introduced two quant sections, data insights is in a way some sort of quant. It doesn't matter. So 7 mistakes is your maximum. Now, how you want to distribute it, it's totally up to you. We will discuss this, but this is important. Okay, and when we say 100 percentile, and I've been showing this for some time now, and it is not the only score because these were the people who smashed it for the first time. First ever, and not with top ever. What does it imply that in Focus Edition, there is no mystery? People are smashing. Okay, imagine 715 looks low, but it is 770. 735 looks low, but it is 790. You just keep adding 55. This is 780. So in the first 3 weeks, we had a score in 770, 780, 790 range. What does this mean? I'm not taking any credit for myself. What does it mean? Focus addition is crackable. This is the basic answer. That nothing to do with Sandeep Gupta here, nothing to do with top 1%. It is crackable. They have been my students, yes. They are saying the course worked for them. That's a secondary matter. But the 99th or 100 percentile score from the word go, it has happened for so many people. If you look at this, what does this guy say? He was weak at all three sections. That is, I've curtailed his interview because obviously that's not my point to be showing you all this. But idea is what he says, and it should be important for us because he says all he did was follow the plan. Many people till now ask me, give me a new plan, give me a new plan, give me a plan, give me a 10-day plan, 7-day plan, 1 month plan. Please, इसको सुनो इस वजह से नहीं कि वो मेरे बारे में कुछ बोल रहा है. Just listen. And in your exam, how did you go about it? Let's say, and did you find anything unusual? Was it pretty smooth? Just let us know both, please.
I think the exam experience was really smooth. I think questions were, pretty similar to what you would see in the top 1% material. I think I followed the top 1% material. I religiously followed that study plan that was shared, right?
Right,
I
right.
did, the pre-work. I exactly watched those lectures and exactly did the post-work.
All he's saying is he followed the plan, pre-work, lecture, post-work. That's what we have asked. And in your, if you feel that no, he was already very strong, listen to this also.
I was really struggling at all the three sections.
If everybody can really take one simple thing, somebody struggling at all the three sections, and somebody says, I followed the plan, both the things are covered then. That means it works for people. That's a separate matter. I'm again and again saying, don't worry about what he's saying about.
I was really struggling.
I'm so sorry. The presentation here. Just 1 second. Let me see what just happened. Yeah. Just give me a second, guys. There's some problem here with this. So just a second. I think something is hung here. Just a second. Okay, something I might have to restart my presentation. Something just malfunctioned or something. Just give me a second. I'm here, but we will probably restart. Sorry about this. All of you, please don't put these random requests because they actually make my screen freeze and halt. So this, that, okay, AI companion, you listen to the lecture, you listen to the video completely, this should be fine. Okay, just a second. Let me just share the screen. And this time, please, these requests, they're having a problem. They're like, there is some problem that comes otherwise. So just 1 second. Let me just restart this for you. I hope this works. Yeah. Once again, I mean, look at this. There's another message and lesson here. Very important. Please see this. In the DI section, which people feel is a mystery. Okay? The score in the DI section in your exam, the score of the other person is the highest in the DI section. So please understand DI section is totally crackable. It requires an extraordinarily different approach and it's not IR anymore. It is way more difficult. We'll learn all that. But I hope you're able to understand this. The two guys who've scored 100 percentile have scored the highest in DI. Always when you look at a score report, try to see because it's the newest section. Somebody might feel it is such a difficult one. No, but his score is the highest in DI. And his score also is the highest in DI, the second person I'm talking about here. So DI section is crackable. Now somebody says math is not crackable. Quant also has been 100 percentile for Megha. You can see Quant, her score report, Megha's is Quant 100 percentile. Full 90 marks, so that is 100 percentile. So Quant 100 percentile is definitely possible, definitely. Then DI 99th percentile. What is the highest among all three? Please see this. This is important. What is the highest among? I'm not showing these score reports. You have seen them already. But what is the highest? What does it show us that the DI section is crackable at the highest percentile level among all the three sections. So do not worry. And because the people say this all the time, I'm worried about the new section. Human mind, जरा सा भी कुछ नया हुआ तो हमको इतना डर लगता है, पता नहीं क्या हो गया. And what is it? I mean, this is not something so difficult, but yes, you have to understand. Also, trying to tell you something, this is not something that I want. I've never talked about anybody else offering any training. But ये जो gimmick बिकता है market में, उससे आप थोड़ा सा सावधान रहें. Look at this. This course is saying buy a new DI course and score 90 percentile in the section. So you buy a new DI course, and then the promise itself is 90. My students are not studying a special DI course here, and they're smashing either 99 or 100. And I've shown you so many reports already in front of you. Once again saying, after taking a customized, leveraged DI course, if somebody is promising itself, promise at least can be 100 or 99. Another very important thing, when this came, I was so shocked by this. When this came, we had 7 people with 99th percentile. 2 of the students don't want to talk about it. Obviously, you can understand people have employment reasons, etc. This says less than 10. That is fewer than 10 students have reported. At that time, fewer than 10 means 9 maximum. At that time, I had 7. So either this figure is wrong, that okay, I had 7 out of, if this figure is correct, I had 7 out of 9, 99th percentile scorer, and this is sometime old. आपको ये mail पहले भी मिला होगा. But what I'm trying to tell you is please stop thinking about these gimmicks, because when we don't have a solution, we fall for all sorts of things. आपको इसके लिए कोई special training नहीं चाहिए. जो course है वो इतना sufficient है, इतना sufficient है. आपको कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. And imagine after taking the DI course, if somebody is promising 90, and without taking that special DI course, with this normal course only, if somebody is scoring 100 or 99, which is really something to tell. Now, पहले आपने देखा था IR का स्कोर 8 out of 8 बहुत कॉमनली आता था, बहुत सारे मेरे स्टूडेंट्स का आता था. इसमें से we'll see this also. Why? Because IR is very different now from DI. Because my faculty member Manan, who was also my student, who wrote, and उसके साथ I thought बाद में तो filter हो जाता है conversation. When I had the first phone call, I'll share the audio recording with you. Listen to every word. I'll just share that with you. You'll come to know. But 8 out of 8 was coming in integrated reasoning earlier. ये 780 तो ठीक है, हो गया अब जो भी है. And it is so recent. ये तो पुराना format हो गया, सब हो गया. But it is happening, and people on their own will not even write an email if they are not happy with the course. So ये नहीं है. ये जो मैंने नहीं बोला था दिव्यांश, हमको पता ही इससे चला कि उसने email. Look at the time, it's 2026 here and it's 21:45 here. So he wrote the mail first. He was very happy, everything, and this, that. And really, I mean, this is something that one has to understand. Another thing, जैन में बहुत सारे आए हैं स्कोर्स, एंड प्लीज सी द रिएक्शन सो दैट यू रियलाइज कि हम कहीं ना कहीं पे ना जब कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं तो दूसरे को ब्लेम करना सबसे आसान होता है. सो दिस गाय सेज in November, I enrolled for a self-paced course and took the exam on Saturday. So let's see what is the time he took. So he may have taken 2 months only, and he got 760, 50, 42. लुक एट वॉट एवर इज सेइंग. प्लीज समझें आप. और ये अपने आप करते हैं लोग मैसेज, मैंने नहीं बोला, मुझे नहीं पता होगा ना ऑब्वियसली. सो इट्स classes are a game changer. In-depth solutions, constant motivation, repertoire of 700, 800 questions. Amazed to see detailed solutions of the full length test. Follow the study plan to the word. This is why we cannot cut corners. अगर 25 marks आपको दिए थे तो आप छोड़ कर कट नहीं कर सकते. Proper schedule, everybody talks about it. Many people get overwhelmed कि इतना सारा मटेरियल करना तो पड़ेगा यार. आपको 100 परसेंटाइल स्कोर चाहिए और फिर ये भी नहीं करेंगे तो बहुत मुश्किल. Also see this, because many things will be common anyway. Methods were tricky questions, avoid traps. Octave prime is no longer there, but still ANT, and many of the tips 30 seconds flat. और quant section is tougher than the official MBA.com. हम हमेशा से बोल रहे हैं. That is why we have the 700. And then tougher questions once again. And once again, see, this is what I'm saying. मेरा कहना सिर्फ है, the score came just 4 days ago, by the way. Okay, so let's see. This guy was struggling very badly with SC. This was his problem. SC is no longer there, but once again, superbly grateful. 770. All of this happened in Jan. ये भी 13th of Jan. So 12th Jan के बाद 13th Jan. I'm showing this because this guy scored on 28th also. This guy also scored on 28th. तो 2 स्कोर हैं 28 को ही। यू कैन सी कि काम कर रहा है। आपको मैं चिल्ला चिल्ला के इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि मैं कोई मार्केटिंग कर रहा हूँ, यू ऑलरेडी बीन माई स्टूडेंट्स। इसका पर्पस ही नहीं है कुछ। हम जब डाउट करने लगते हैं तो बेस्ट ऑफ थिंग्स व्हेन दे डोंट वर्क फॉर अस फॉर सम रीजन ऑफ अवर्स, वी स्टार्ट सेइंग वंस अगेन। चैन में ही आए ना स्कोर ये सारे। दिस इज अनदर हर्षित, आई मीन लुक एट दिस 740 है, लेकिन लुक एट दिस। And on their own, again, okay, Jeet and other people who have raised hands, please, I will have to ask you, do not raise hand again and again. I will say this again and again. All of you, please listen in. आपके 100 सवाल हो सकते हैं। मैंने पहली बार जब सेशन किया था, those of you who were present probably in the session, that session ended at 1:45 a.m. I started at 8 o'clock. 6 hours almost non-stop, and there was no break. I kept on really helping whatever I could. But आप प्लीज समझें, प्लीज just do not keep doing this. This will not help. But this is important. IR is not the same anymore. Please समझ लीजिए इस चीज को। Way tougher, way more difficult, and almost impossible to finish if you aren't practiced enough. Hell of a lot of practice, and you need that practice in the interface. You can't practice on PDF. आप समझ सकते हो, IR आप PDF में नहीं पढ़ सकते, क्योंकि उसमें 3 अलग अलग आंसर मार्क करना होता है, कभी PDF नहीं। So this guy who was a student also and later on joined as faculty, मैं इसके लिए नहीं दिखा रहा हूँ उसका स्कोर, जो भी उसका बैकग्राउंड था, 4 लाख spent and 5th attempt, ये सब हो गया। इसके बाद I asked him to write the exam. He was the first to write. मैं आपसे रॉ ऑडियो शेयर कर रहा हूँ कॉल का। पहला जब उसने जैसे एग्जाम दिया, मैंने उसको कॉल किया, पूछा कि कैसा था एग्जाम, एंड दैट वाज द वेरी फर्स्ट डे व्हेन फोकस एडिशन वाज लॉन्च्ड। Every word we would like to listen.
For verbal, I feel it was really good, almost comparable to the last.
1 second, let me just ensure कि आपको ऑडियो आ रहा है कि नहीं। हाँ, it's there. So let's see. I really would like you to, because इससे समझ आएगा।
For verbal, I feel it was really good, almost comparable to the last, to the previous exam format. Just that RC, like there were 14 to 15 questions of RC out of 23. I got 4 passages, out of which 3 passages had 4 questions and 1 passage had 3 questions.
Okay.
So
That's a lot of RC compared to CR.
Exactly. And the first 2 RC passages were really long.
Okay, let's continue listening.
Of course, there were the same type of questions, primary questions, overall what's saying, what can be inferred, some more conceptual clarity and all that. And for the CR questions, I saw again the assumption questions and all the same things in the same line, and then weekend and boldface questions were there. 2 of those were boldface. And it was on the same line. Then I went on the quant section, and the first 3 questions were really tough.
Okay.
And I would before that, for the verbal, I would say that the review thing is really tricky. Like people generally, tend to bookmark and they'll lose a lot of time. So it should be just for the revision purpose, and people should not rely much on reviewing things later.
Yeah,
And,
it's a trap. I know it's a trap by GMAT. It's a big trap because you don't take that much time, and towards the end you are hurrying, so your mind is not even able to focus on the question. The clock is ticking, so it's a big trap by the exam, as far as I understand. Yeah.
And also what I have understood is ki in normal GMAT also we tend to make some guesses when the time is ticking after 2 minutes, and if we do that and then in this review thing, we'll be tending to spend more time again, thinking ki aake review kar lenge. So this is like one of the traps from GMAT. Then I was talking about quant. My first 3 questions were really tough. It was very much focused on numbers, and when I say numbers, there were these approximations also. Like in CAT, there is this thing, right? There is a long thing given, and you have to find the approximate value and things like these.
Right.
Other than that, like this was not the case in GMAT earlier. And also earlier GMAT didn't work on the approximations. That answer was somewhere with a denominator of 13. And I was like, GMAT doesn't do like this. But when I solved it and I saw that they're expecting an approximate answer, so this is also there. So these were some new things that I saw. And
I had already introduced this in the course, by the way. So this is something that we kind of anticipated. So yeah, because of the introduction of the other section, this is something that is automatically anticipated. But yeah, go on, please. Yeah.
Right. And there were numerous questions from the numbers part, that we say. And then when I talk about the DI part, I found it really tough. Like,
Mhm.
I myself have an inclination for quant and cat. I have prepared,
Hmm.
and I found the section really tough.
Hmm.
Because you have to go through all the conceptual details as well as in
Hmm.
what the passages are. The passages are really big,
Hmm.
and like IR may we can at times ignore the main
Hmm.
part or the sub part, and it was bit understandable, but it's not the case here. You have to really
Hmm.
put your mind on each word what it's saying and
Hmm.
understand.
I have
uh,
already told in many classes that it's more of RC and reasoning than of numbers and math. So it is always that much a dense application of you have to really understand everything. And yeah, as you are also saying the same. So that
exactly. And I felt short on time for the data insight section. uh,
because your IR score was 8 earlier without prep
yeah,
also,
it was 8.
and quant was 51. So I mean,
Yeah,
so if you are saying it, then definitely that means something. Yes, and
exactly. So
hmm,
overall, I found the section bit tough.
hmm,
There was these. It was on the same lines,
hmm,
either data sufficiency or how we got the IR questions.
hmm,
There were one or two conditional, not conditional, but the critical reasoning
hmm,
aspects as well. That this is the situation. Is this falling into line or is this not
hmm.
falling into line? And
Yeah.
there was one question wherein we have like three questions, right?
Hmm, hmm,
Three
hmm,
regular questions on a big situation.
hmm,
So there was this scenario also,
hmm.
and other than that, it was bit tricky. I would just say that
Okay, long and tricky or tricky only? You are saying tough,
long
but
and tricky as well.
and
Long
data sufficiency, how was it? Like whatever number of questions you.
data sufficiency was again. It was like earlier data sufficiency was more towards numbers. Now it's
Mhm.
more towards logic,
Right, right, right. Yeah.
and they are smartly playing with words very
Mm,
smartly. Like there was one question that
mm,
we have all but 2 out of 6 cities,
mm,
and
mm,
there was one question only 2 out of 6 cities.
mm.
So they were really playing with these words.
Yeah, so I've been saying this for the last 11 years since I started teaching IR. I've been saying it's a game of written word understanding, like comprehension and alertness more than math. So math skills तो उतना टेस्ट ही नहीं हुआ ना DI सेक्शन में आप ये बोल सकते हो. Like
Yeah.
genuine math skills are not really tested like hard math skills.
Yeah, we can say that more of logical, but IR के comparison में if we see, then there
Hmm.
was more of the interpretation part, looking at
Right.
things. Okay, what can be the mean, median? There
Mhm.
were compound interest and profit loss related questions
Yeah,
in this.
those are anyway there.
In
Those
this,
are
yeah,
always there. I mean, वो तो math में से borrow हो ही जाता है. But nothing out of the ordinary in terms of math skills, I'm saying.
right.
Right?
Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary
Okay.
doing things.
Okay.
But DI में I was really short on time.
What could be the reason? Are you a bit rusty, or is that a reason, or you feel genuinely tough ही था, मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा long
No,
and tough.
I feel it was tough.
Hmm.
Of course, there is one reason that I'm not that
Hmm.
much into it as I was in my last attempt.
Right. Right.
But having said that, this time it really
Hmm.
first needed your more speed reading, understanding, and then
Hmm.
applying both that we did in RC,
Hmm.
CR, quant all together in one.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So this required all the combination of that, and that took more time. And
Hmm.
if you solve that, then you see that you have to actually this is the not right way.
Another
It
thing is you
needs
have to
to
get everything right also. It's not partial credit. तो वो भी एक चीज है कि partial right तो होता ही नहीं है इसके अंदर.
right.
So
And there were right two like sub questions in a question.
yeah, two sometimes three also, no? It's not three.
Right. Yeah, table में 3 थे.
Right. And you got a good mix of table, graph, and multi-source and double.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. इसको पहले ये समझते हैं. This guy had never had any problem with quant and IR, DI. He had full scores in the previous, and despite that, he found these two very tough. And he was even a faculty member. Then he's saying it, and this was the most raw conversation I had. So I'm just trying to tell you, RC section, RC is tested in everything. Okay, even math you have to read these days a lot. DS you have to read. And most people who feel integrated reasoning is math, please forget it is RC and CR. IR has barely anything in math, barely. Please see this very carefully.
What
ये हो गया,
doing?
this will continue now. Let's see. So how do we plan? फर्स्ट थिंग इज आप लोगों को ना वापस से मुझे रीओरिएंट करना ही पड़ेगा। कई लोगों को लगता है कि अरे एमबीए करने का मतलब ही क्या है, छोड़ो, एम्बिशन, सेटलिंग फॉर लेस, ठीक है कहीं भी मिल जाए, अब 1 साल बचाना है। Ideally, there should be no R3 now because you'll be moving to a new format. It's my thing. आपको करना है तो वैसे ही होगा। फिर पिछले महीने जो हुआ 2 महीने में लोगों के साथ, पीपल डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड एंड दिस इज आवर ट्रेजेडी। मैं इतनी बार बोल चुका हूँ, जब तक डेप्थ नहीं हो पढ़ाने लेवल की तब तक ये सब मत करो। आई हैव सेड दिस सो मेनी टाइम्स, डोंट ट्राई टू प्रिपेयर इन एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ अ रश और अ डेडलाइन, इट डजंट वर्क। एंड एवरीवन लिसनिंग इन वाज रश्ड। अभी मैंने देखा हुआ है कितने लोग, आपने क्लासिक 2 फोकस है मतलब क्लासिक के लिए पढ़ाई तो की, ये क्यों करते हैं हम कि हाँ जब जागते हैं चलो 15 नवंबर को राउंड 2 अप करना है, छुट्टी लिया कुछ। दैट्स नॉट हाउ वी स्टडी फॉर एन एग्जाम दैट कैन इवन टेक अस टू हार्वर्ड। नो मैटर व्हाट डेप्थ तो आप नहीं, और जीआरई भी नहीं। सो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। Let's see everything. I have given this example. We had a student Nilanjan who had a 332 GRE, later got GMAT also, whatever. 332 is equivalent to 750 GMAT, by the way. And despite that, ISB se rejection aa gaya, and he's very clear. Also, I have a feeling that although they don't mention, they prefer GMAT over GRE. It's very straightforward. तो ये चीज मत करना कि चलो अब जीआरई शिफ्ट कर। कई लोगों का होता है ना कि नहीं मैथ्स तो बहुत इजी है जीआरई में, अगर इजी है तो वो क्यों पसंद करेंगे एग्जाम को? एंड इट्स वेरी क्लियर, सामने है आपके और नाम है। देन जीमैट ऑल्सो, देन सिमिलरली। एंड दैट इज वाई पीपल हु आर नॉट श्योर। एक स्टूडेंट आया था हमारे पास एंड ही सेड मुझे पता नहीं 1 साल बाद मैं एमबीए भी कर सकता हूँ, एमएस भी कर सकता हूँ। देन ही रोट बोथ द एग्जाम्स। हिज नेम इज शाग्नि, यू कैन सी ही गॉट 770 जीमैट पहले, फिर उसने 335 which is equivalent to 717 GMAT. He wrote both the exams. Why would someone write both the exams? Think about it, because he was not sure. तो एमएस करना इसलिए दिया, जीआरई से एमबीए में आपको प्रॉब्लम आएगा प्लेसमेंट के टाइम पे, स्कॉलरशिप के टाइम पे, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ। एंड दिस गाय इज डायरेक्टली सेइंग, सो आई एम सेइंग दिस विथ एग्जांपल्स। आई डोंट टॉक विदाउट फैक्ट्स, ओके, आई जस्ट डोंट टॉक, एज यू नो वेरी क्लियरली। जीआरई आपके लिए ऑप्शन नहीं है। मैं फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, एडमिशन टाइम पे भी हो सकता है प्रॉब्लम आए। दिस गाय फेस द प्रॉब्लम एट द टाइम ऑफ एडमिशन इटसेल्फ। लेट्स सी। Scholarships are not awarded to people generally who go through GRE. Placement time, GRE is not seen at all. तो प्लीज ये ध्यान रखिए कि ऐसी गलती नहीं करें। हमको फोकस एडिशन ही करना पड़ेगा, क्लासिक बचा नहीं, जीआरई कर नहीं सकते। ओके, प्लीज टेक केयर, दिस इज व्हाट। अनदर थिंग, देयर आर पीपल हु टेल मी कि यार मेरा कहीं कैम्ब्रिज भी हो जाए तो चलो 1 साल बचा लूं मैं किसी तरीके से। I really am very against that idea itself. I am not saying कि आपको आईएसबी नहीं करना चाहिए था आपको, पर ये गलत तरीका है अप्रोच करने का। And let's understand this slightly broadly. This session might take 15-20 more minutes, but without this philosophical insight, you will not get there. मैं हमेशा देखता हूँ success should be at the highest level. Now, we are not talking about founders here. क्योंकि आप कॉर्पोरेट में जा रहे हैं ये तो पक्का है, नहीं तो जीमैट करते नहीं। इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग अप और इफ यू आर गोइंग टू बी अ स्टार्टअप पर्सन, दिस इज नॉट। बट फाउंडर अगर छोड़ दें, व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ एम्बिशन वन कैन हैव? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, द बिगेस्ट कंपनीज, company wise, let's say you can take top 10, top 20, 30 in the world. We are talking even about Google, Microsoft, Amazon type, and we are also talking about consumer goods, financial services, banks, etc. Top 10, इसमें द हाईएस्ट रैंक क्या हो सकती है? किसी भी कंपनी में द हाईएस्ट रैंक इज सीईओ। सीईओ के ऊपर कुछ नहीं होता, सीईओ इज द हाईएस्ट रैंक। सो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एम्बिशन ऑफ द सीईओ लेवल इन टॉप 20 कंपनीज इन द वर्ल्ड, 30, मे बी 100, फॉर्च्यून 500 भी नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट फॉर्च्यून 100। इज इट इवन अ पॉसिबिलिटी? सो लेट्स एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड, प्लीज ये जो डिस्कशन होगा, दिस विल रियली ओपन योर माइंड वंस अगेन एज टू व्हाई वी शुड नॉट डाइल्यूट आवर एम्बिशन। एंड इफ आई गिव यू एग्जांपल्स ऑफ अदर पीपल हु आर अमेरिकन्स एटसेट्रा, वो हमसे अपील नहीं होता। जैसे मैं बोलूं, अरे अभी जेपी मॉर्गन चेज का सीईओ देखो जेमी डायमंड, वो भी तो हार्वर्ड से है। हमको जेपी मॉर्गन चेज और जेमी डायमंड नहीं कनेक्ट करता उतना ज्यादा, अनलेस यू आर वर्किंग इन फाइनेंस, अनलेस। So I'm talking about Indian people achieving professional success at the highest level. What is the highest level? The biggest companies and the highest level is CEO. So not just CEO of a small startup. वो नहीं कह रहा हूं मैं। And key sectors that matter. Let's see. These are the major sectors today that are driving. Tech is the major driver. Consulting is the biggest dream. Finance is evergreen. And FMCG, marketing, retail. Even Amazon can come here in retail, etc. And इसके बगैर जिंदा ही नहीं रह सकते हम। हमको चाहिए. We need goods too. We need soaps and shampoo and groceries to really really thrive. टेक में देखते हैं, प्लीज ये बहुत समझना अच्छे से। सुंदर पिचाई को लोग गूगल के सीईओ की तरह तो जानते हैं, वो इंडियन इंडियन, वी टेक प्राइड एंड वी टेक क्रेडिट ऑल्सो कि वो इंडिया से, इसलिए मैंने बनाया उसको समथिंग। आईआईटी खड़गपुर इज अ वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजिशनिंग ऑलरेडी, अच्छी खासी एजुकेशन। Then he went to Stanford and he did his MS. And Stanford's MS is considered the best. MIT, Stanford से better MS होता ही नहीं दुनिया में computer science. Then he was working, and Stanford is the place where Google itself came from. So it was not a bad place. इसके बाद भी प्लीज सुने मेरी बात अच्छे से, इस बंदे ने 2 साल का करियर ब्रेक लिया होगा, सैलरी छोड़ी होगी, लोन लिया होगा, क्योंकि तब उसके पास इतना पैसा नहीं होगा, और उसने वॉर्टन जाके एमबीए किया, तब जाके सीईओ पोजीशन आया। आप आगे बढ़ जाओगे, लेकिन ये तो नहीं बन सकते unless you're a founder. CEO route is closed for you if you are not an MBA, and it's a harsh reality, जो भी माने। क्यों किया होगा इसने इतनी अच्छी एजुकेशन के बाद? वो ऑलरेडी ही वाज अर्निंग वेरी वेल, आई एम श्योर स्टैनफोर्ड के बाद ही वाज नॉट अर्निंग बैडली। Despite that, what was the need for him to quit his job for 2 years, take the risk, take the financial risk, take the loan, probably, whatever, and go do an MBA from Wharton, which is right now ranked number 1 in the world? Ask yourself, क्या बिजनेस एजुकेशन फालतू चीज है? क्या नहीं करनी चाहिए? क्या हाइप है? कई लोग तो एमबीए को ही डाउट करने लगते हैं ना कि क्या ही जरूरत है। और ये एक एग्जांपल नहीं है। लेट्स सी Satya Nadella, we know Manipal Institute of Technology became very famous because of him, or whatever. He again went to the US, and it's one of the better universities in the US. He did computer science masters. And one more thing, these people are not heading some finance companies, these are heading tech companies. टेक के लिए स्टैनफोर्ड एमएस क्यों कम पड़ गया? Why can't he be CEO with Stanford MS? But they will not find a single example, because it is business that you are really driving with. He had an MS and extraordinary education. Microsoft में काम कर रहा था, तब 2 साल की छुट्टी लेके he went to Booth and did his 2 year MBA. So this is important for us to understand that to become CEO, you can't thrive only on the MS and IIT or whatever that kind of education. Consulting में देखते हैं, आज की डेट में जब लोग कॉलेज से ग्रेजुएट करते हैं, कई लोगों का ड्रीम होता है मैकिंजी में मुझे बाहर खड़े होने को भी मिल जाए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। इट्स रियली दैट ड्रीम, लाइक ह्यूज। मैकिंजी इज जस्ट ह्यूज इन टर्म्स ऑफ ड्रीम एंड एस्पिरेशन। इवन एंट्री लेवल एनालिस्ट पीपल विल गिव अ लेग एंड आर्म probably to get into McKinsey. In those times, and this is not today, in those times means 30 साल पहले, आज से 30 years ago, somebody from India became global head of McKinsey. McKinsey CEO, McKinsey's managing director global. The person could have been fine, IIT Delhi तो अच्छा बैकग्राउंड है, क्यों हार्वर्ड जाना पड़ा? क्यों? ये समझिए, क्या एमबीए की वैल्यू नहीं है? या समझ आ जाएगी आपको। व्हाई डिड यू हैव टू इवन थिंक अबाउट हार्वर्ड आफ्टर दैट? बिकॉज देयर इज नो possibility. If you want to rise in consulting, you have to be an MBA. Like, this is not even an unwritten code, it's more like a written code. This is the guy who started ISB. He got 500 top people from India to fund ISB. ISB $1 billion में बना था जब बना था। रतन टाटा जैसे लोगों से पैसा लेना, हर गवर्नमेंट से कि हाँ विच स्टेट शुड बी ओपन, ही every state in India was ready to give him land to start a place. So, but that is not the point. The point is an MBA a wasted of an education? Sometimes we start feeling कि क्यों ही करना है, ठीक है मतलब। फाइनेंस में देखते हैं, अभी तो वी हैव जेपी मॉर्गन चेज इज द बिगेस्ट बैंक इन द वर्ल्ड। प्रायर टू दैट सिटी ग्रुप और सिटी बैंक वाज द बिगेस्ट। अभी थोड़ा सिटी ग्रुप की हालत खराब है, उसको छोड़ देते हैं। बट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस पीरियड फ्रॉम 2007 to 2012. विक्रम पंडित, एन इंडियन, वाज द सीईओ ऑफ सिटी ग्रुप। और ये इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि ही वेंट टू कोलंबिया फॉर हिज बैचलर्स एंड मास्टर्स इन फाइनेंस। उसके बाद उसको ये समझ में आया कि जब तक मैं एमबीए नहीं करूंगा तब तक सीईओ नहीं बन सकता। पीएचडी वाज एन एक्स्ट्रा एजुकेशन, इट्स कॉल्ड जेडी। कई बार उनको जॉइंट डिग्री मिल जाती है पीएचडी, तो जेडी किया हुआ है उसने, इज नॉट अ पीएचडी प्रॉपर। Why did he need an MBA despite such awesome education? मतलब इतनी करने के बाद, कोलंबिया इज वर्ल्ड्स नंबर 1 यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर फाइनेंस, सेंटर ऑफ वॉल स्ट्रीट जो है वहां से बहुत सबसे नजदीक कोलंबिया। इट इज आईवी लीग ऑल्सो, इट इज M7 ऑल्सो, इट इज रैंक नंबर 1 by Financial Times. So this was enough for him. Why did he have to do an MBA? So ask yourself this. Let's see FMCG retail marketing. Indra Nui was from IIM Calcutta. क्या IIM भी इनफ नहीं है, IIT भी इनफ नहीं? So she went to Yale, and she at that time when she was there, late 70s, early 80s. So she's a very senior person, retired now. She retired as global CEO and chairperson of PepsiCo International, which is the biggest conglomerate in retail in general. Masters in Public and Private Management नाम होता था MBA का उस टाइम पे. Private Management is the MBA, and earlier because half the world was communistic, it was owned by the government, so used to call it Public Management. So government owned business बहुत बड़ा होता था. So she went to Yale, and then only the MBA route, sorry, the CEO route could open. If she had been from IIM Calcutta, she would not be CEO of a global corporation. Examples ही नहीं है आपके पास. So that is another thing. Now let's see what is common to all these people. Is everyone from technology? Is everyone from retail? Is everyone from consulting? No, the common thing is everyone has an MBA from an Ivy League or M7 business school. ये important चीज समझना है. Now these people look too far fetched and too far out to us कि ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है, ये तो मतलब अब CEO वगैरह से मैं कैसे relate करूं. Let's see people like you and me, what? Showing you 5 characters with one ambition. All of these people, 5 of them had the ambition of M7. इसका रीजन है, आपने इसकी स्टोरी सुनी है मुझसे, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ और रीजंस. She tried something like that at the age of 35 after having had an illustrious career. At the age of 35, at the age of 36, at the age of 39, what this guy could get at the age of 20 itself. So now let's see. If I build the case first, I am coming to focus addition, switching, मैं सब बताऊंगा आपको एक एक चीज. But I really want you to understand that अपनी ambition dilute करके कि कहीं भी चले जाएं, Imperial College मिल जाए, Oxford मिल जाए, इंसियाड का राउंड 4 मिल जाए, कुछ भी पर कर लेते हैं, ऐसे मत करो. इंसियाड इज ग्रेट, बट राउंड 4 you will know that there is not much possibility. People who do bachelors from India, if they want to study in India, what is the best education in India? Nobody has till date has told me that my dream is to do an MSc or an MTech or an ME or like masters in law. My dream is to do MCom, my dream is to do MA. Nobody says. वो BA कर रहा होगा तो ये नहीं बोलेगा MA करने का ड्रीम है. BCom के बाद MCom is nobody's dream. I've been to all the IITs very recently. Not a single person met me who said, I after BTech I'm thinking MTech. So MBA from top 6 IIMs, everybody thinks about, and we are talking only 6 IIMs because they should have existed, according to me, for 25 plus years to be called real IIMs. Baby IIMs का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. We are talking about the real IIMs only. Why am I giving you this? Because without that, we will not be able to make that connection, what I really want. अगर मैं इसको ग्लोब के लेवल पे मैग्नीफाई करूँ, दिस वाज इंडिया, what will be the most ambitious postgraduate education in the world then? So it will be M7 or INSEAD. INSEAD is in the same league. एक ही स्कूल है यूएस के बाहर जो कि यूएस के M7 के बराबर माना जा सकता है. लंदन बिजनेस स्कूल भी नहीं है, आपको भरोसा नहीं होगा. पिछले साल 10 लोगों का एलबीएस और आईएसबी में सिलेक्शन हुआ था, 9 of them chose ISB. It's very weird. LBS looks so good and so on, but not necessary. It has lost the sheen that it used to have. So these are the M7 schools we all know, and INSEAD. Ivy League is this, which includes Yale, etc. All this fine. Now imagine this. I'm showing you 5 characters out of those 4 of them. Even after IIMs and all 4 of them, if you're super ambitious, that person wants to do another MBA, knowing that IIM MBA भी उनको उतना successful नहीं बना सकता. Let's see this person, and not because she got a score with me. मैं उसकी बात ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि मेरी स्टूडेंट थी, उसको छोड़ देते. She did BTech. She worked for 4 years after BTech. 4 years full work ex. Then she went to IMK through the CAT. She did a 2-year MBA, 2014 to 2016. You can see this here. Then from IIM, she got a job with Citi. And she worked for 7 years. This was the screenshot taken when she was with 6 years, 7, and she finished 7 years. And she became so courageous and popular and powerful in her career in every sense. US में काम किया, लंदन में काम किया, ताइवान, मेक्सिको, लग्जमबर्ग. That means North America covered, Europe covered, and obviously UK covered, Asia covered, South America covered, Central Europe covered, Southeast Asia covered. और बहुत बड़ा अच्छा प्रोफाइल. लेकिन एक क्वेश्चन उसको आया, if I want to be CEO of Citibank, will this education be enough? So at the age of 35, she quit everything, wrote the GMAT, got a 760 score. वो उसको भूल जाए. And after that, she took a 2 year career break, salary break. Maybe she took a loan and has gone to Wharton. What is the reason? The reason is not कि ये अच्छा नहीं है. ये आपको global CEO तो नहीं बना पाए. CEO of Citibank you can't become by doing an IM degree. There is no chance. So she has gone to Wharton for 2 years now. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If your ambition is that of the CEO of a topmost corporation in the world, top 10, top 20, top 30, IMs will not suffice. Forget ये सब तो.
Hi Sandeep, this is Monica.
Anyway, उसका video दिखाने का, but she got a 760 as you can see, and she was with top 1%. All of this is fine. So now Wharton, मैं बता चुका हूँ पहले भी, it is ranked number 1. It has been since 2012. I've been talking about it. 2022 also it was number 1. Let's see 2023, the latest rankings we have. Booth and Wharton are tied at number 1. I'm showing it because Satya Nadella, it's no coincidence that he went to Booth. And Sundar Pichai, it's no coincidence that he went to Wharton. Both are ranked number 1 in the world, and both are CEOs of number 1 companies in the world. Kabhi Google थोड़ा सा आगे, कभी Microsoft. Microsoft is right now, in fact, in the recent times became so valued, highest. इंडिया के जीडीपी के बराबर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की वैल्यूएशन है. प्लीज सोच के देखिए एक कंपनी का. इंडिया जीडीपी इज 3.5 ट्रिलियन वट एवर. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ओवरऑल वैल्यूएशन हैज अराउंड बीन 3 ट्रिलियन ऑफ लेट. ये पावर है इनका, and that is why. And if you look at Financial Times, it has always given Colombia number 1 rank. And who was the finance guy we talked about? Vikram Pandit, who was CEO of the largest financial conglomerate at that time. He went to Colombia. ये मजाक नहीं है. 3 लोग जो मैंने दिखाए हैं, एक बूथ से, एक वॉटन से, एक कोलंबिया से, obviously. So we know the reason. It is 83 nationalities, everything. बहुत लोगों का वॉटन में सिलेक्शन हुआ है. आप सिर्फ इनसे ही देख लो तो समझ में आ जाएगा. 2 ट्विन ब्रदर्स, दोनों का 760, दोनों वॉटन में एक ही साल में. एक नहीं है. Why is this important, this comparison? Why is this reiteration important? Because we lose sight. इंडिया की कोई भी यूनिवर्सिटी अगर टॉप 500 में भी नहीं आती, तो आप सोचो टॉप 5 में पढ़ना कितना अलग होगा. जो आईआईटी बॉम्बे में, दिल्ली, मद्रास, जहां भी, उसने कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया. बाकी जो आईआईटी से नहीं है वो तो भूल ही. तो टॉप 5 का क्या इन्वायरमेंट होगा, कितना टैलेंट होगा, एंड व्हाई वुड ही नॉट स्ट्राइव. एंड दैट इज व्हाई दीस पीपल हैव डन. This guy, Happy Sani, he went to IIT first of all. He did his BTech and MTech 5 year course पूरा. BTech MTech दोनों. उसके बाद he went to IIM. So IIT IIM दोनों cover हो गया. He worked for 10 years. Look at this. 2013 to 2023 worked 10 years. Then one day realized that if I want to be CEO, it is not going to happen with an IIM degree. 10 years, whatever. So he took a career break. He went to Stanford. He's studying there right. और कहाँ है स्टैनफोर्ड? इट इज इन टॉप 5. जो इंडिया की यूनिवर्सिटी टॉप 500 में भी नहीं है, पीपल आर स्ट्राइविंग फॉर टॉप 5. लेट्स सी अनदर पर्सन, रोहित वंकीपुरम, वन ऑफ माय स्टूडेंट्स. And once again, Purdue University, Bachelor's of Science, first of all, 2007, way ahead of IIT. By the way, this will be in top 10 in the world in electrical engineering. Way ahead of any IIT. तो top 500 में भी नहीं आते. This will be in top 10. उसके बाद he went to IIM Lucknow. He worked for 6 years and he realized कि IIM से 2 साल का proper, it's not exec MBA from IIM. Then he realized, no, it's not going to happen. Where is Kellogg ranked? It is ranked number 3 among top 5. That is why this. So he has gone to Kellogg. उनको पता है CEO नहीं बन सकते वो लोग. And there is another person, Rahil here, NIT Calicut, then Indian Institute of Management, IMK, one of the top IIMs. He did alongside Monica. You can see same batch. And then he has also gone to Kellogg. प्लीज बात समझें आप. तो अपना जो ड्रीम है उसको छोटा करोगे तो आपकी सक्सेस बहुत एवरेज हो जाएगी, बहुत एवरेज. इसको नहीं छोड़ना है. M7 INSEAD हैज टू बी योर ड्रीम. M7 or INSEAD, there is no question about it. This has to be your dream. Okay, please understand this clearly. There's absolutely no question about it. This has to be your dream. I've been saying this again and again. Some people don't realize ये लोग पागल नहीं है जो IIT IIM करके बैठे. वो सब छोड़ के लोन लेके दूसरा MBA कर रहे हैं. Because sometimes we don't realize कि यार MBA is all hype. Let me not do it. We become pretty spiritual in our think that क्या ही जरूरत है, क्या है, it's not required. इलॉन मस्क ने तो बोला MBA की कोई जरूरत नहीं, बट इलॉन मस्क इज अ फाउंडर. आपको फाउंडर बनना है, MBA की शायद कोई जरूरत नहीं. And the same What these people achieved in their mid to late 30s, this guy achieved at 20. I have told you about him. Wharton got deferred MBA. That's not what I'm selling. The idea is all five people had the same ambition. So you can have the same ambition at the age of 20, you can have the same ambition. And this is the reality. IIT, IM, MS, all three are not enough for the highest level of success. Okay. Now, another thing, इनमें से भी कोई comparison बहुत जरूरी है. ISB, IIM and INSEAD. Some people think कि नहीं IIM ही ठीक है, ISB ठीक है. My answer is, do you want something like this? And we have a student who, maybe you've seen all this. Yes, तो repetitive हो सकता है किसी के. But let's see the story in a different light. While she was studying at NCR, she was offered a CEO position directly, which has never happened. 27 plus years I've been tracking IIM Ahmedabad and all the IIMs. 23 plus years since ISB started, I've been tracking ISB. Not a single person from IIM Ahmedabad or ISB has ever been made CEO. क्या ये पर्सन सोचेगा ये कंपनी मुझे 3 लाख ज्यादा दे रही है तो मैं सोच चलो शिफ्ट कर लेता हूँ, या 3 जॉब ऑफ हॉप कर लिया तो मेरा थोड़ा सैलरी बढ़ जाएगा. जो जनरल, she is enjoying her work every second because she gets to decide, and obviously pay is great. I mean CEO का तो पे अच्छा होता ही है, and she got into INSEAD with scholarship, so it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. ये
Yeah.
समझें कि possible है. And INSEAD तो when we've been cracking, students have been cracking. Look at this. 2:07 p.m. को एक student Sagarika got a call, final conversion to INSEAD, and this was at whichever campus you can see. And then 2:11 somebody got 2:30. 6 minute में 3 selections हुए. And it's not just 3. I'm just showing this is what absolute number one में है. तो Wharton and Booth are tied at number one. Columbia for finance, and obviously Columbia is Ivy League, and it can happen. Look at Rishabh. कोई ऐसा नहीं कि कोई रॉक स्टार कोई ऐसी पोजीशनिंग है, समथिंग दैट हैज ही इज मेड इट टू ऑल द 3 top schools in the world. Wharton, Columbia, Booth. Got into Wharton also, got into Columbia, got into NYU, and Booth he did not share, but he shared over a call. अब मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है, मैं फिर से सजेस्ट करूंगा जिसको करना है वो तो राउंड 3 करेगा, वो मानेगा नहीं मेरी बात, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली टीचर कुछ भी बोले, आपको जो करना है आप करोगे. क्या अगर ये December 14-23 को ही गॉट अ Wharton फाइनल इनवाइट, do you think that December 14 2024 you want to get a Wharton final? You can replace Wharton with whichever college, or do you want to still settle for something that is first of all very very difficult to even achieve, and settle for something mediocre? This is your question, and I will anyway give you all the detail. तो ऐसा नहीं है कोई बंदा कि नहीं वो आईआईटी से, नो ही इज नॉट फ्रॉम आईआईटी, ही इज नॉट फ्रॉम आईआईटी, कोई आईआईटी से नहीं है, कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड है इसका. यू कैन सी वेरी. शिखा, शहीद सुखदेव कॉलेज ऑफ बिजनेस स्टडीज, 1.5 साल का वर्क एक्स है. आप प्लीज समझो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. मानते नहीं ना, लोगों को समझ नहीं आता. उसका बूथ में फाइनल एडमिशन विद स्कॉलरशिप हुआ, ये लेटर. 1.5 साल का, वेरी बेसिक कॉलेज. 760 GMAT, डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली. And which schools I was saying? Wharton, Booth and Columbia. ये Wharton, ये Booth और ये कोलंबिया. कोलंबिया में जिसका सिलेक्शन हुआ वो भी कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड से है. 50,000 ट्यूशन फी फुल्ली कवर्ड, फुल्ली. सो स्कॉलरशिप के साथ भी जा रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ सिलेक्शन. सो यू कैन क्रैक अ Wharton, Booth, Columbia, whichever school is on your radar. But this is the point. Now, another thing, for the focus edition particularly, I know what no other trainer on the planet knows because I work with GMAT directly. आप देख चुके हैं, फिर भी ये बताना बहुत जरूरी है कि जो inside knowledge I have got, and nobody will be able to give you. Look at this, Seema, who works with GMAT. She sent me this mail as the year was ending, 29th of December. Collaborative journey. We did last year 63 webinars plus seminars on location with Seema and another colleague of Seema's who is Debayan. 63 times we have collaborated, और इसलिए इतनी बड़ी चीज लिखी है. And you can see, very recently I was at IIT Kanpur, and in fact many IITs, but ये था 16 Jan, last month only, 15 days back. I was at IIT Kanpur. I was doing a session with her. This is, we were at IIT Kanpur. You can very clearly see. Not showing it for any other reason. ये है कि अगर GMAT किसी कंपनी के पास आ रहा है इतनी बार, तो उनको तो मार्केटिंग करना नहीं. देयर इज नो मनी इन्वॉल्व. वी डोंट पे, दे डोंट पे. उनको तो किसी की मार्केटिंग की जरूरत ही नहीं. They are coming for the expertise because I can really tell them कि ये fault है बहुत सारी जगह पे GMAT. The official guide 2024 that will be released will have my references, my quotations, sometimes my guidance as well. I am not taking the credit or claiming. मैं बोल रहा हूँ मेरे को पता है तो आप ये फॉलो करो. कई जब 780 लाने वाला पर्सन सीधा बोल रहा है मैंने एक एक चीज फॉलो की, जब 100% वाला आप क्यों डाउट करते हो? और आप करते हो, मुझे पता है, क्योंकि कई लोगों का है कि नहीं यार पता नहीं कोर्स is not working for me, not working for me, not working for me. Problem is the course is not working is wrong. You are not working. The course works if you work. Okay, so very important. Human nature है ऑलवेज रिलक्टेंट टू एक्सेप्ट रियलिटी. हमारे को नहीं समझ में आता कि नहीं एक साल वेस्ट. अरे आपने एक साल अगर पढ़ाई नहीं की तो एक साल वेस्ट होगा, कुछ नहीं कर. राउंड 3 अगर कई लोगों को पता है होने वाला नहीं है, पर नहीं मैं ट्राई. आईएसबी लोग मुझसे 13 जैन को एडवाइस ले रहे थे 540 स्कोर पे कि मुझे 21 जैन को आईएसबी में अप्लाई करना है. इट्स अ शिटी वे ऑफ डूइंग एनीथिंग फ्रेंकली. साल भर कुछ नहीं किया, आप 7 दिन में टर्न अराउंड चाहते हो और वो भी मुझसे कुछ मैजिक पिल चाहते हो. I don't have a solution. I'm sorry. At least see things as they are, not better, not worse, but hope. This is not a strategy. ये कोई strategy तो होती नहीं है. So be very clear about it. Feeling bad is not a solution. You may feel terrible about everything in life, but that is not at all a solution. The exam never becomes easier just because you have a deadline. I've been saying this, looks very obvious. I have told everybody, please not to raise hand. Please wait. आपको जो भी and डू नॉट रेज हैंड्स. क्या क्या करूं मैं आपको कैसे समझाऊं यहाँ पे? डेस्परेटली डू नॉट वांट टू लूज 1 ईयर. दिस हम इसलिए ना करें. आई वाज जस्ट सेइंग don't want your we just because we want your dream school so desperately because you don't want to lose 1 year, exam will not become easy. There are no miracles. Nobody suddenly says कि I was prepared for 500 but I got a 760. It's not possible. आपका पेसिंग खराब है मॉक में, सडनली एग्जाम में खत्म नहीं हो जाएगा. इफ यू मेक सिली मिस्टेक्स सडनली दे विल नॉट गो अवे. So it boils down to one word and depth, and I really want you to introspect. I know some people don't like all this talk. उनको लगता है मुझे सीधे सीधे बताओ क्या पढ़ना है. It will not solve your problem. Please, hand on heart, are you really here in anything that you are doing here? If there is no time limit, can you get 19 out of 20 out of all GMAT questions? If no, then GMAT depth is not there. You're so confident of the logic concept that you can teach and answer their questions. You're confident that you don't have to even check the answer key. You know that एक गलत होगा 20 में से, इससे ज्यादा नहीं होगा. And closure means ये टॉपिक मुझे पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं, कभी भी पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. एटलीस्ट जीमैट तक तो जरूरत नहीं. आई हैव मास्टर्ड. इफ यू मास्टर्ड प्रोबेबिलिटी, यू डोंट हैव टू स्टडी इट अगेन एंड अगेन. This is depth. If you don't develop it, then we will once. So my problem is if you shift to focus edition but not change your attitude, then once again all the same cycle will start. ये नहीं करना है आपको. Please come with this idea that this is how you want to study. Then there is definitely एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल. ओके, जीमैट में कई लोग बोलते हैं फोकस एडिशन में कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री नहीं आ रहा. मैंने इसलिए सोचा कि चलो फोकस एडिशन का एक पर्सन का डायरेक्ट स्क्रीनशॉट जिसने डाउट पूछा था दिखा दूं कि कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री आता है कि नहीं. तो पहली बात तो कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री आता है, डीआई सेक्शन में भी आता है, क्वांट में. बस जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग डेप्थ का मतलब है ये क्वेश्चन आप 4-5 सेकंड में सॉल्व कर सकते हो कि नहीं. Can you solve this question in 5 seconds? Tell me. And you might say 5 seconds में मैं पढ़ भी नहीं पाऊंगा. There are people who can do it in 5 seconds. Anybody who feels this can be done in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds. May not happen right now for you. Yes, that's great if you can. Super. The idea is what is the meaning of depth? If you say I've studied coordinate geometry, this question should be crackable in 20 seconds. Also, some people ask me, अपने रूल बना लेते हैं कि नहीं डेटा सफिशिएंसी बदल गया है. एक चीज किसी की रैंडमली पढ़ ली जिसका कोई स्कोर भी नहीं है, जीमैट क्लब पे जाके कुछ पढ़ लिया, नहीं वो. प्लीज, जिसने रोज जो स्टूडेंट से बात कर रहा है, जिसका स्कोर आ रहा है, जिसके फैकल्टी मेंबर्स ने एग्जाम दिया हुआ है, जिसने एग्जाम 27 ईयर स्टडी किया, आप उससे सीखें या किसी और से सीखें हु इज एन एक्सपर्ट. बट डोंट आस्क रैंडम पीपल रैंडम थिंग्स एंड डोंट बिलीव. आई दैट इज व्हाई आई वांटेड टू टेक. एवरीबडी सेइंग नहीं ज्योमेट्री हटा तो कोऑर्डिनेट भी हट गया, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? अरे नहीं. Okay, and despite listening to this hundreds of times, most of us don't build depth. We just solve more questions. Sometimes even when a score accuracy is not even 50%, that's why some people say हाँ मैं नया क्वेश्चन देख के फ्रीज हो जाता। आपकी प्रॉब्लम नया क्वेश्चन नहीं है, कुछ लोगों को कोई क्वेश्चन नया लगता ही क्यों नहीं है। I mean, why is it that some people don't freeze on any question? Their reason is they have depth, they have the concept clarity of that level. No question should seem new after your depth is built. And we then keep hoping for a miracle. And this is not my approach at all. No matter what, ये मैं approach आपको suggest नहीं कर पाऊंगा। Focus edition, in fact, उसमें SC हट गया, AW हट गया, लेकिन वो फिर भी थोड़ा tough ही समझो आप। Okay, and we have been talking about it. Timed practice should be done only to fix the speed, stamina, concentration, not accuracy. If you are at 60% accuracy, if you say, let me practice a lot, let me reach 90%, this is disastrous. You should be at 90% accuracy before, then you say, let me improve my pace. Very important, हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी छोटी छोटी चीजें ठीक कर। Never think accuracy improves by practice like this. It doesn't improve. Accuracy first. आप पहले accuracy लाओ, speed बढ़ जाएगी। We all, whenever I ask people what is the problem, the answer is, oh, I just need to practice a bit of this. Your answer itself is wrong. You just need to practice a bit is wrong. You need to learn first. If you say octave, I can't apply on simple passages also, and I want to just practice RC, it doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So I am saying this because I want कि अगली बार आप पढ़ें तो इस बार गलती ना हो, डिजास्टर ना हो। मेरा एटीट्यूड समझने की कोशिश करो, मेरा इंटेंट समझने की कोशिश। क्यों मैं इतना बोल रहा हूँ आपको? आप आई कुड हैव जस्ट टोल्ड यू कि ये फीचर्स हैं, देख लो, ये मॉक पोर्टल है, आपको लेना है तो ले लो। इट्स नॉट अ कमर्शियल सेशन फॉर मी एट ऑल, इट इज नॉट। बट यू प्रिपेयर राइट, प्लीज रिमेंबर। Some people say the content is too much, but everybody is saying portal was great. This आपको बार बार लगता है every day, क्योंकि आपको 7 दिन में करना है जो आपको 100 days में करना चाहिए। That is why every day we don't study. 100 days का मतलब है 300 hours. It doesn't mean 100 days की सिर्फ संडे को मैंने थोड़ा सा देख लिया बस that. And people say I've been preparing for 1 year. One student told me कि मैं 1 साल से पढ़ रहा हूँ। मैंने बोला तुमने 365 days पढ़ाई की क्या? बोले नो नो, संडे को जब थोड़ा ब्रेक होता है, आई ओपन द ओजी, आई सॉल्व अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड 1 year preparation for that. Another, what is the bare minimum I can do? I can't plan this. I just cannot give you a plan of bare minimum. होता तो सबसे पहले मैं, अगर मेरे लिए पॉसिबल होता कि क्वांट के 50 क्वेश्चन ही कर लो, आपका स्कोर आ जाएगा, आई वुड हैव नॉट आस्क्ड यू टू डू द 51st also. There is no bare minimum content. You heard from Manan, who said my quant and DI were very strong. He had written the cat many times. Quant में कभी और DI में, cat में he was always in the higher 99%, 99.98 तक आ चुका है। GMAT में he had quant 51, IR में he had 8, and he struggled in the quant and DI section. तो समझें। Okay, another thing, I can say this with extreme confidence. You may or may not believe this. The absolute best content possible. Absolute best. कई लोगों किसी ने आज तक नहीं बोला कि content was not enough. किसी ने, सब लोग यही बोलते हैं I didn't do anything else. Mock portal was, we had some technical glitches in the previous one. Today's mock portal, it is so exceptional. You just take it, you'll forget MBA.com, frankly. It is absolute. So approach once again. ये इस रोज 2 से 3 स्कोर ऐसे ही नहीं आ जाते ना। आपने अभी देखा 28 को ही विद इन 1 आवर वी हैड 780 एंड 760, और ये रोज ही होता है। कि कोई मेरी टीम जो व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस डालती है, आप देखना कब, ऑलमोस्ट डेली हो रहा है। सो ये अपने आप नहीं होता है, बट वी स्टार्ट डाउटिंग कि नहीं ये सही नहीं है। दैट इज व्हाई आई अश्योर यू ऑल द हेल्प ऑल्सो। आई एम सेइंग दिस बिकॉज सम पीपल फील दैट वी रियली वी आर लेफ्ट ऑन आवर ओन। तो मैं ये समझा रहा हूँ। This guy Faizan 2 days back, I think, or I think last day उसने एग्जाम दिया। तो ये नहीं कि उसका क्या स्कोर आया वो छोड़ दो, 730 is not important. Would like to thank for the guidance and support. Why would someone type this also if the person did not get the support? Help me a lot, I improved, whatever. What does this mean? The person got the support. ये मैं बात कर रहा हूँ सिर्फ। This Navneet got only 710, but she has been raving about it, enjoyed the journey more than the actual result. All the help, all the help, all the help. Really thankful and happy such a company as Top exists, and this is the person. Then look at this. Course was amazing, loved reading the explanations and the help. So it is really for you to understand. Aman, there's a student and it's like other parts. Just want to say thanks for the help. We asked specifically कि कैसा experience था. Positive experience for sure. So once again, and very recent, ये तो एक दो दिन पहले की score. Tarun got a 750. We have a faculty called Nihal. उसने निहाल को ये मैसेज भेजा था, I talked to you regarding improve my score, and he finally got 750. He was stuck. तो personal help, everything is there. कुछ महीनों पहले this person joined us for 3 weeks only. He had a deadline and he wanted a 650 score. First of all, 720 3 weeks में score आया. This is what he sent directly. मैं screenshot ही ले लेता हूँ. Best यही है. Appreciate the timely solutions we get on mails. Really appreciative. Teachers reply over emails. All this. नाम भी दिया है कि किस किस फैकल्टी ने हेल्प किया. तो ये this person at 2:49 मेरी फैकल्टी मेंबर ने रिप्लाई किया रात को 3 बजे. एंड दैट 4 o'clock दिस रिप्लाईज बैक, दिस पर्सन द स्टूडेंट, दैट दिस, एंड वी आर रियली एज कमिटेड. आपको प्लीज मैं बता रहा हूँ. अब वापस से लेट्स सी द स्ट्रक्चर. आई हैव जस्ट अश्योर्ड यू हेल्प इज अवेलेबल, बट यू हैव टू मोल्ड योर थिंकिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेप्थ, प्योर डेप्थ. We know now verbal quant DI, इसमें ये जो sections हैं, let's understand. So very quickly, let's go through the exam structure now. SC is definitely not there, geometry is not there, but coordinate geometry is there, AWS. DS is asked, but in the DI section. So DS plus IR is the DI section, but IR is not the old IR, it is way tough. What all finally you have to study? You have to study RC, CR, PS, DS, IR. तो करीब करीब वही है. आप समझ लो एससी नहीं पढ़ना है, बस एक ही चीज है. आप ज्योमेट्री इज नॉट एन इम्पोर्टेंट कंपोनेंट. ज्योमेट्री कौन कितना बड़ा होता था एनीवे. सो दैट्स व्हाट. नाउ प्लीज आई एम डिस्कसिंग द फोकस एडिशन कि आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा. देन व्हाट इज द चेंज यू हैव टू डू, व्हाट इज द मटेरियल, व्हिच मटेरियल कैन वर्क, व्हिच विल नॉट वर्क. आई विल गिव यू ऑल द. In RC and CR, there is no change in the learning content. Learning means जो आप पढ़ते थे पहले RC के 4 classes, CR के basics, because RC और CR में कुछ बदला है. But in practice on the portal, there's a massive change, which I'll show you. In quant, you heard from Manan, calculations have first time become important. आप खुद सोचो ना, बेवकूफ है क्या कोई जो एग्जाम बना रहा है कि DI सेक्शन में कैलकुलेटर अलाउड है और क्वांट में नहीं अलाउड है. What does this mean? In quant, they want to check calculations. In DI, they feel that नहीं calculation है. Please समझो, और DI सेक्शन में कैलकुलेशन करना ही नहीं पड़ता है. Mostly it is RC CR type. So it's very weird. Why would they not? If they don't want to check calculations, they should have given calculator for both or neither. One section has calculator, one section has no calculator. DI mein hai, and that means calculations have also become important, approximations. So that fast thinking approach that you can, there are some website links also we can give you for calculation practice. We have already made it part of the content. Day one, jab Manan ne feedback diya, we incorporated it. So calculations have become important now. It was earlier कि logic का test है, it is calculation also. 3-4 questions are super tough. Every single person is saying super tough is not tough. It's like आपका दिमाग ही हिल जाएगा कि क्या करूं मैं इसके अंदर. And this is, and then the questions become easy. And the psychology is, if this is more, this is not a test of math. This is a test of psychology. They want to break you in the first 5 questions only, so that only the tough ones, only people who are mentally tough can go forward. आपको 3 questions बहुत tough लग रहे हैं तो review section, review option है, review में डाल दो. बट वो नहीं करते लोग. 3 की जगह 6 मिनट की जगह 16 मिनट वेस्ट कर देते हैं कुछ लोग. वही प्रॉब्लम. So that is what. So it is psychological stress building, and they've really done it. Every single person is saying first 3-4 questions are tough. I made you listen to that person. Importance of algebra and data sufficiency has reduced. That means inequalities, mods, tricky algebra, this is there. Not there anymore. There is more on arithmetic, stats, numbers, PNC, probability. So that is how we have changed the portal also. हमने algebra का focus बिल्कुल zero, जितना कम से कम कर सकते थे, we have made it like that. Only geometry is removed. Coordinate geometry is still there. I showed you an example. The maximum change is in IR. Now it is definitely much tougher. All, now see this. Quant is part of all three. What does this mean? It is part of PS. It is definitely part of DS. And in IR also, you will need concepts from arithmetic, stats, this. Even coordinate, that's why I showed you a question, जो कि integrated reasoning question था, जो coordinate geometry, algebra, all of this. So in IR, algebra is there. In DS, algebra is largely absent. Once again, numbers के questions बहुत आ रहे हैं, वो सब. You can't say कि percentage नहीं आएगा, profit and loss नहीं, we just can't say. Another thing, DI says 10 questions are quant based and are verbal based. I can guarantee all 20 are verbal. Very strange, whatever I'm saying. DI section is essentially verbal, not quant. And this is not something that we expect. It DI likha hai, data. How can it be verbal? The skill being tested is not math. Math to padhi lete ho. And I'm saying again and again, RC and CR is the point, not math. Math is just too easy. Now we are also talking about our mock portal has, because IR you can't practice on paper. So we have to, if you are actively subscribing, we have to give you mock portal. It has been designed very differently. I'll show you everything. We'll show you all the graphics also. Now, first of all, we're giving an equivalent of 50 mock tests, and practice is very important, especially in the DI section. So don't say, now I will not be able to say, some people do only 2 mocks, some do only 4 mocks. You have to really, really do. When I say the word equivalent, equivalent means everything is not given in the form of a mock. But if you say one test has 64 questions, if you multiply 64 by 50, 3200 questions उससे ज़्यादा होंगे portal पे, is the meaning equivalent essentially. Constantly updated. The moment we get new feedback, we are updating our portal because that's what we are doing. Technical functionality is awesome, through the roof. We have changed it. Okay, whatever you can think about, and I'm not doing it to sell anything. I'm just saying, आप पहले एक diagnostic दीजिए, फिर पता चलेगा. Even official mocks, it is way, way better. Now, we give topic-wise tests in quant, which was there earlier also, but they have been revamped as per the new quant section, only problem solving. CR, we have topic-wise questions. RC, we have different topics, data sufficiency and integrated reasoning also, all table, graph, multi-source, two-part, all this. Mixed sectional test, then this is topic-wise, iske baad mixed in all the areas, then full test. And for this mystery section, we have actually created 20 special tests. They are already there on the portal. We have also created, जो मैं बोलता था, long sittings, and most people didn't do earlier. We have made them part of the portal itself. कि RC, CR, verbal and assumption एक अलग से मैंने long sitting किया हुआ है. There is complete. We'll see this today. Analytics, we will just see. And not in terms of quality and not in terms of quantity. आप किसी को देखना कि is anyone giving 50 marks? You will really be ashamed कि इतना कम content है prep. So this, and you should solve a diagnostic. Let's see. Let's once again see portal mock में आपको क्या मिल रहा है. One thing, this may you maybe you've seen. The sectional scores are really realistic कि कितना score आ सकता है आपका. Total score also, I have seen this. When people are writing official mocks, their total score on the exam is varying a lot. Our mocks, because we are actually giving score कि 685 actually दिखेगा. पहले score नहीं देते थे, but now scoring is also there. Analysis, comprehensive report generation, solution, and this. This is how you get to this. So now let's see some detailed reports to understand focus edition and how you should switch them. Let's see in DI section what is happening. Please see. So you have math related and non-math related. अब एक बात सोचो, ग्राफ और टेबल पे सवाल है, लेकिन लिखा है non-math. I mean, just think. Question is based on graph and table, which is supposed to be math, but it is non-math. So what is it? We have really taken it out. 8 DS, 2-part reasoning, 4 graph and table, 5. And every person is getting 10 non-math questions, which is essentially CR. Not even RC. RC, though, it's just that you have to read a lot, but essentially it is CR. Math based, so we have seen so far everything. Probability is also being tested. Stats is being tested a lot. But fundamentally, they're testing reading. So this is for the DI thing. And I have said this again and again, too much irrelevant information. अगर आपको 1000 words पढ़ना और 2 words काम के, ऐसा हो रहा है कई बार. It's too much irrelevant information, because that's what management and leadership today will be. Business decision making. Too much information, make sense of it, and so on. So this, and it is doable. पहली बात ये मानो कि लोगों का 100 percentile DI में भी आता है, तो ये नहीं कि हो नहीं पाएगा. Please समझो. So DI will be taught at the end, because obviously it is essentially quant and verbal. You can see math and non-math, math and non-math. This same thing for other people also, same. There is no difference. So you can see graph and table here are math related, but so many questions are non-math. Multi-source reasoning, which is considered the toughest part of IR, which is non-math related. So we can say. Now, some observations, which number of questions exactly the same for everyone. 8 DS, 4 questions here, graph and table 5 questions, and MSR 3 questions, only one set. Reading skills will matter a lot, a lot. Okay, too much irrelevant information from a jungle web of information, and you can extract only the relevant information and interpret, analyze. And this we will build. Obviously, पढ़ाया जा रहा है उसके अंदर. Mostly about reading and reasoning. I've been saying this. DI started that. And MSR is the toughest. Everybody is saying ये बहुत ही tough हो रहा है. इसका एक सेट आता है. तो मैंने सजेस्ट किया अगर इतना टफ हो रहा है तो यू कैन पुट इट इन रिव्यू एडिट ओनली इन दिस सेक्शन. डोंट यूज इट फॉर वर्बल और क्वांट or for other DI questions. You can use this for review so that you don't waste time. So this is one strategy that I've told people. Now LSAT, RC और CR अगर आप करते हैं तो आपका DI improve होगा because mostly it is about reading. It's so much information, so much. तीन तीन टैब्स में पूरे ऐसा है कि तीन आरसी पैसेज हैं तीन टैब्स. एक टैब, दूसरा टैब, तीसरा, तीनों में एक एक आरसी पैसेज विद ग्राफ एंड चार्ट एंड टेबल, एवरीथिंग. So this is too much, and this most of it is not even required. The weird thing is information, most of it is useless, but this a lot of mean median concepts are being tested in DI. So take care, which is anyway part of every. वर्बल में समझो किसी को तीन पैसेज आए, किसी को चार पैसेज आए, तो CR9 and RC14 super long means really longer than anything on GMAT. OG se LSAT is the exact comparison I can make, and toughness also is of that sort. So CR9 questions one person got, RC14, but the other person got CR13 or RC10. ऐसा भी हुआ है. So four really difficult passages. Two of them super long. The problem is not difficult alone, they are long, but they are not tougher than what you've done. So it's not this. Another person here got 13 questions of CR and 10 RC, only three passages. So I do not know which is tougher for you, but verbal, CR, RC, both. It can be four passages, it can be three. The problem is another, both the long passages everybody is reporting are in the beginning. Now there is no SC, so the test can start with a long passage. So question number 1 to 4 can be a passage which is very long. You have to be ready for that. So many people did not like the previous portal हमारा कि यार RC बहुत long है, RC, पर RC long है क्योंकि RC long आ सकता है. And we were preparing for the worst, and that's why even a 780 score comes. Again we start doubting कि ये तो ना LSAT है, ये तो, अरे तुमको क्या करना है कहाँ से? That is, you have any passage you just solve. The source of the question, all that is useless things for us. Useless. So once again, let's see. Verbal, some of the observations. Whatever I've just told, you can't predict inference, boldface, paradox, weaken, strengthen, flaw, assumption, evaluate, all things. Manan said two boldface questions. No way we can predict the exact number of questions. LSAT becomes really important. Now, for very long RC passages, if you don't have the awareness, then you forget that you'll understand on the test. So know the world and awareness components become very important, not because I want you to watch, because they are the savior for very long passages. So please watch them now. Don't be in a hurry. Quant को देखते हैं अच्छे से. Quant में you have two types of questions, real and pure. Real means question is based on real life. कि Jack buys 5 oranges, whatever, those kinds. Pure means algebra type, X, Y, Z. So what all is coming पहले तो? Value means find the value of something. That is equation. Order means exponent. Factors means numbers. So numbers are रहा है पूरा. Counting means P and C, P and C. Set, overlapping set, series, sequences in series, AP, GP, probability and stats, definitely. Equalities means equations, inequalities. Algebra means all of algebra is being tested. Once again, so rates means time and work, time, speed and distance. Ratio means mixture, allegation and ratio. Percentage, we all know. So बस यही है, बाकी तो repeat ही हो रहा है, तो I don't have to tell you. These are the four. What is not there is geometry, everything is there. Percentage, ratio, overlapping set, compound interest, simple interest, which is part of percentage only. Rate means, rate मतलब पूरा आ गया इसमें, speed, distance, time and work. Inequalities, equations means quadratic, etc. Algebra, pura, all of that, you have sequence. So don't think anything else is not coming, everything is coming. And don't bother about ये जो लिखा है इससे मतलब नहीं है, everything is coming basically, and all PS, not data sufficiency. Okay, so everybody is getting 10 questions of pure and 11 questions of real. यहाँ पे 10, 11, again 10, 11. So same thing. About the quant section, what we have seen, let's see. So number of questions differed a lot. Somebody said numbers, but एक person ने बोला numbers का एक सवाल भी नहीं आया. एक भी नंबर. Manan said it was flooded with numbers. We just can't predict, so we have to be ready. Everything. I mean, there is nothing that you can predict in advance. Okay, one question, one person got a lot of arithmetic, PNC probability. Another person got a lot of this. So this. Now, I'm showing you 85 graphics to understand the portal. Very quickly, we'll go through it so that you know what is different and what needs to be different. So we have classwork also here, pre-work, post-work. We have mocks, we have performance review, and we have strategies. Let's see. इसमें DI is the pain area where we need an interface. So DI में table, we have a separate test, for example, graph, 2-part. This is your classwork itself. Then post work in the classwork. This was pre-work classwork. DI का बता रहा हूँ. So you have IRK. There are 12 tests of IR. This is something that is so important for you to understand. 12 tests of IR. IR के 12 ही questions आते हैं. So we have kept 12 exactly simulating the exam. And we can also choose untimed or you can choose 30 minutes. This is another thing. We have given an option untimed also. So this is how it is. IR post work set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 12. So this is this. Now topic wise tests में topic wise means only one topic. So quant 8 tests exactly in this fat RC, CR 4 and DS and IR 4 tests. And these are topic wise means DS का topic का test होगा, not full test. Now topic wise में for example this then RC then CR then DI and this. So let's say इसमें है arithmetic, then you have PNC probability, stats, arithmetic, number 2, inequalities, mods, algebra, coordinate, numbers, whatever. Similarly, ये सब जो मैंने अभी दिखाया same चीज. RC में primary purpose is separate, inference is separate. These are topic wise. Inference we have given more because inference ज़्यादा पूछा जा रहा है. Primary purpose कम आ रहा है. Inference, conditional reasoning, strengthen. So this is topic wise, as you already know कि क्या होता है. Then DS maybe we made topic wise because DS also arithmetic algebra. So this is what we have made. Multi-source reasoning ka अकेले का test. So this is topic wise. Now sectional means there is no topic. This is mixed test. So sectional tests are mixed tests. And similarly, this will be 8 tests. So essentially topic wise itself is equivalent to 8 marks because सब में वही है. Sectional is equivalent to 8 marks. And diagnostic is 1 mark. And then we have 8 marks separate. And how is it 50? I'll just explain overall. So you have everything. You can, and sectional test we have kept only timed. There is no untimed option. Similarly, verbal में this will be a full 23 question का जो test होता है CRRC mix. Same thing. Data insights, we have 8 tests. Once in each area, we have the same number of tests. So data insight, sectional test. Now long sittings, which was never part of our portal earlier, when people used to find it very difficult कि LSAT का PDF क्योंकि करना ही नहीं है, मन ही नहीं है, तो that is why. So we have done all 4 things. RC long sittings, quite a lot of content. CR long sittings, mixed long sittings, and assumption I have been saying for the last 27 years is the heart of CR. So even ACT we have given as long sittings. RC long sittings में बहुत सारा content है, you can see. 75 minutes you can practice or you can practice on time. Similarly, the same thing, same thing. So this is RC long sittings ka session 1, session 2, session 3. This is part 1. And then the RC long sittings 2 also has session 1, session 2. Similarly, CR long sittings, 100 questions, non-stop you have to do it in 180 minutes. Again, इसमें भी timed untimed आप दोनों कर सकते हैं. This is what another thing. CR, so many things I'm showing you again and again only for this reason, so that it is absolutely clear and you don't have confusion. Mixed bag verbal. So RC alone is not enough, CR alone. And we have given 23 exact simulations जो question आता है exam में, and we have given a lot of long sitting things. That means we don't want you to do only one test. We want probably to do 4 or 5 tests together. Once again, timed and untimed, you can do mixed bag verbal long sittings. ACT, assumption centrality technique, means assumption questions only, long sittings we have given. And I believe this is the game changer for everything. Even DI section will improve from here. RC will improve, CR anyway will improve. So all the 3 parts will improve if you do ACT, which is a reason why I have incorporated these. Then you have diagnostic mock, which you should write beforehand and exactly the same, then full length mocks. Then how to analyze your marks, ये भी एक proper दिया है. If your score range is in particular score, then how you should study less than 55, 55. then how you should revise. If your score is already here, then how you should do. Then if your score is in this, what you should do, how the timing has to be tracked, number of questions versus, so everything is there. And if your score is greater than 725, then what you should do. This is how the portal will be there, whatever you've done. So yeah, चलेगा ऐसा. अब actually जब आप mock लिखेंगे तो कैसा होगा? You'll say that okay, let's write the diagnostic mock. So this will be shown to you. Then this is how the screen will come. As you've seen, GMAT की screen ऐसी हमने बिल्कुल ही उसको GMAT जैसा बना दिया, बिल्कुल दिख. आप अगर यहाँ पे top 1% नहीं लिखा तो you can't differentiate whether it is GMAT or us. Is this? Then you can choose 6 different orders. वो भी दिया हुआ है पूरा का पूरा 6 orders clearly. Okay. Then you want to change the answer original, क्योंकि रिव्यू कर सकते हैं तो ये भी आता है इसके अंदर आजकल. तो ये रहेगा आपको रिस्पॉन्स कंफर्मेशन, दिस एनीवे कम्स. देन द रिव्यू एडिट स्क्रीन, कि आपने 3, मान लो आपने ये बुक मार्क किया था कि इसको मुझे जाकर रिव्यू करना है जो, तो देन यू कैन गो रिव्यू दिस. यू कैन एक्चुअली रिव्यू 3 आंसर्स. आई मीन यू कैन रिव्यू ऑल ऑफ them, can change 3 answers. This is from each of the sections. When your test is over, this is the first type of score report you'll see. किसी का 765 आया था तो वो लगाया मैंने. Then you can download your results also. There's all these graphics, and you can download your solutions. This will show you different accuracy percentages in everything. And it is not just, this is the overall first. Then many such things. किसी का 500 भी score आया तो I put here 585. Somebody scored 675, 755, whatever. Again. Then you will get, if you drop down here, verbal, DI, and quant ka full. So this is the initial thing that you'll get. Average time, all this, as you can very clearly see, every single thing will be seen by very clearly by these sections. Okay, so this. Then once again, this is the overall thing. You'll keep on seeing this from various sections. ये आपके अलग अलग लोगों ने दिया है तो वो दिखा रहा हूँ. Now you can choose which category to revise here. So somebody got full score, let's say in data insights, तो उसका ये DS revise कर रहा है. All the answers are correct, and somebody might feel कि नहीं, all are not like this. So data sufficiencies, this integrated reasoning, you want to check only that. In that you will have an option from DI. You can check only मेरा क्या आ रहा है, ठीक है. Similarly, you can, somebody else got this accuracy. These are real attempts by people. So I've just put, this is how you can actually see. Then you can actually see each question जो आपका सही हुआ है, गलत हुआ, ये DS का था, ये IR का था, इसके अंदर रिव्यू कर सकते हो आप एक एक क्वेश्चन, and the time you took, what is the status marked, whatever. These are the 3 answers in some questions, so 3 answers. Then verbal, it's the same way you'll get this kind of accuracy, or ये, and everything in real detail, whatever it is. Then obviously you can see assumption, evaluate, flaw, inference, strengthen, weaken. Is had tak we have given. And even in RC, there is an if true assumption question, inference, miscellaneous, primary purpose. So this. Then each question in verbal, you can go and revise. So this. These are all samples. These are not real questions or something right now. These are just samples for you. क्वांट में भी सेम चीज, यू कैन रियली डू. जितना भी स्कोर है, किसी का 2 सही हुआ, 2 गलत हुआ, जो भी, यू कैन रियली सी दिस. And once again, you can choose. Only problem solving comes here, so it's not much to choose. Somebody got full score, somebody got less score, algebra, something, whatever. So yeah, and then each question you can review as I just showed you. Now the question is, should you switch? Means there are 2 things in this. Switch without the extra content. या मैं खुद ही पढ़ लेता हूँ, मुझे जितना IR मिला था मैं पढ़. Or should you actually switch with the new content? That means, can you just do self prep? The problem here is, even the OG that has been released, everything, OG, DI review, global review, quant review, इसमें IR practice is not available until you have a portal access. So OG, if you buy, and that has to be only in the online format, then you'll have to go to that portal. And remember, official questions are not really the toughest, and they are not, as you know, official questions are not to be depended on. But IR portion you will not get. Even the PDF that I'll give you, I can't give you because this has to be only accessed on a portal. So same problem is coming with IR. It is not available. My answer is, should you switch? Means should you switch to focus, not should you switch to top 1% focus. That I will not ever say. आपकी मर्जी है. मेरा मानना है कि अपना ओल्ड कोर्स जो होगा उसके साथ में आपका बहुत अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आएगा। उसका रीजन समझ, दिस सो मच चेंज इन आई एंड यू हर्ड द फैकल्टी, सो यस द आंसर इज यू शुड चेंज because your MBA dream otherwise will shatter. And what is the switch here? It is not switch the course that we give you. आप सेल्फ प्रेप करना चाहो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, आपको करना है हमारा कोर्स, बिल्कुल यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम, यू गेट ऑल द हेल्प, बट द आंसर इज एन एब्सोल्यूट रिसाउंडिंग यस। डू नॉट गिव अप ऑन योर जीमैट एट ऑल। कई लोग हैं जिनको लगता है कि नहीं, कई लोगों को लगता है यार पैसा पैसा, मैंने पहले ही पैसा दे दिया, मैंने ये कर लिया। आपने पढ़ाई नहीं किया, आपने स्कोर एक बार में नहीं किया, आप उसका मैं क्या करूं। एक बार कोई टूथपेस्ट खरीदते हो फिर खत्म हो जाता है तो उसका फिर से पैसा देना पड़ता है, इसकी बात। एंड मैं सिर्फ पैसे के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं हर कॉस्ट को इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरह देखता हूँ। आई हैव स्पेंट मोर देन अ फ्यू करोड़ रुपीज ऑन लर्निंग इटसेल्फ। और ये मजाक नहीं है, आपको मैं दिखा सकता हूँ कितना मैं खर्च करता हूँ लर्निंग पे, नॉट जस्ट बुक्स, सो मेनी कोर्सेज, सो मेनी थिंग्स। दिस इज व्हाट ना, ये तो इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। मैं आपसे सिंपल चीज पूछता हूँ, आईएसबी की फीस है 45 lakhs। आईएसबी अगर बोलेगा इस साल हमने 1% फीस बढ़ा दी और आपका आईएसबी ड्रीम है, तो इट हैज नाउ बिकम 45 lakhs 45,000, विल यू रिफ्यूज आईएसबी? ये फीस हम चार्ज करते हैं इवन फॉर द मोस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कोर्स, स्विच का नहीं है फीस। तो क्या 45,000 की वजह से आप आईएसबी, और जो चीज आपको आईएसबी ले जा सकती है उसके लिए 45,000 देने में बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। अगेन नॉट सेल्स पिच, मैं तो करता ही नहीं हूँ, मैं ये समझा रहा हूँ कि दिमाग में ये जो होता है ना कि why are you ready to pay 2 crores to a Wharton but not even 20,000 for a switch? You should ask। मतलब ये मेरे लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं, मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा एक्चुअली 20 के आएगा मेरे पास या नहीं आएगा। Honestly, I'm not at that level where I have to really beg for anything. I'm not. The problem is we do not look at everything as investment. Of something you purchased that was an old course, old edition, if it has expired, you should really think. Now, I've just given this idea. Imagine ISB increasing its fee by 1%. Will you not join just because of 1%? Think about it. ना 45 lakhs है, ISB ने बोला 45 lakhs 45,000 फीस है। क्या आप मना कर दोगे ये अगर आपका ड्रीम स्कूल था तो? ये फीस हमारी हाईएस्ट कोर्स की है जो भी है, रफली हाईएस्ट फीस यही। स्विच का तो फीस भी कम होगा इससे, बहुत कम होगा। सो हाँ, माई टीममेट्स विल डेफिनेटली गाइड यू, मैं नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ फाइनेंसेस नो। एंड वन थिंग, इफ यू से आई विल सी, अभी तो बहुत टाइम है यार, अभी तो अगस्त में तक टाइम है, क्यों मैं राउंड 1 करूंगा तो मैं आराम से रेस्ट करूं, इससे घटिया डिसीजन हो नहीं सकता। नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ द मनी, शिफ्ट इमीडिएटली मीन शिफ्ट टू फोकस। आई एम वंस अगेन नॉट सेइंग शिफ्ट टू टॉप 1% अगेन, प्लीज, दिस इज नॉट समथिंग आई एम जस्ट सेइंग। शिफ्ट इमीडिएटली का मतलब है कंटिन्यू योर प्रेप, डोंट लूज योर मोमेंटम। Abhi bhi, last Jan also many people started. They did not write the exam for round 1. They did not write for round 2. They did not even write for round 3 of ISB। इसीलिए तो हम ये डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ना इस सेशन। Jan also some people joined. They are also there in this session. I can see by names। ये गलती मत करो इस बार। Take a longer term prep. Do not do rushed anything। And don't study when the deadline is coming। Get the score ना, अप्रैल में खत्म करके स्कोर लेके आ जाओ। बिल्कुल सॉलिड स्कोर, गेट 100 percentile स्कोर, गेट 735। हु स्टॉपिंग यू? गेट अ वेरी गुड स्कोर सो दैट द एडमिशन कमिटी ऑल्सो नेवर लुक्स एट कि स्कोर ही खराब है। वो डाइसी नहीं बनाना है। when you are re-preparing, just go for it, all of it, but then start now। and once again, do you have to start now matlab now for with my course? I am not even inviting you to join my course। मेरा पॉइंट है कि अगर आप कॉस्ट के बेसिस पर डिसीजन लेते हो तो ये डिसीजन मेकिंग ही गलत है और ये लाइफ लॉन्ग। And I'm seriously saying I have spent a few crore rupees। Now you might say, you might have that. It's not that. When I had very little, then also my biggest investment was books and learning and many courses। And that's what has made me, and I give the credit to those courses and my mentors। I don't take any credit कि मुझे आता है, नहीं, मैंने सीखा है किसी से, सब कुछ मैंने किसी और से सीखा है। इवन आरसी टेक्निक्स, नोबडी टॉट मी एग्जैक्ट टेक्निक्स, बट कहीं ना कहीं से तो मुझे समझ आएगा ना कि ये ओपिनियन देख, कहीं से तो मुझे कुछ तो इंस्पिरेशन मिला होगा। आई हैव क्रिस्टलाइज्ड अ फॉर्मूला, एवरी सिंगल थिंग आई हैव लर्नड, सो दिस इज important। Now I'll open it, and if you want to ask any questions you can definitely, 1 second, let me see। So 1 second, just give me a second, I'll, yeah, okay, we'll go in this order। So Sarim, please go ahead first।
Uh, Hi, sir. So Yeah, from the last interaction that we had, I
Right.
prepared for 3 weeks and I got a 680.
Mhm.
But I would just like to say the material is more than enough. Like I hardly gave any mock. I think during the exam also, I never felt that it was tough that way. Maybe I might have made silly mistakes, but it was all, like even the mocks which I gave, the top one, and even the last mock, the official mock which I gave, I got a 730 there.
Mhm.
And I was very much confident while going into the exam that I'll get a good marks. But it's fine. Like within 3 weeks, I cannot expect a lot of things to turn over.
Right.
So
Right.
now, if I'm switching, right, which I am for sure,
Okay.
my only question is how should I go about it? Because I know my base is clear. Now, when I say my base is clear, I there are certain topics. I think it's only permutation combination that I might not be able to teach someone, but the others are something that I have tried to learn at the best way possible.
Possibly. Good.
Yeah.
So whatever you know very well, see, there is no change in terms of basic skills, RC skills, CR skills, quant skills, there is no change. So those, if you are very confident, then please don't do from the course. मतलब वो मैं क्या वो तो आप जब download करोगे तो पूरा ही download होगा. We can't selectively say this person is good at something, this person, we cannot create 50 courses for 50 different people's needs. Obviously, it's not logical.
Yep.
So my answer is use your course very selectively now. That I have to make sure I will create this depth in myself. That's it. It means maybe 50% you don't have to study. You might not ever have to go through the first 4 RC sessions all over again. You might not have to do CR basics. You might not have to do half of quant. You obviously DI you'll have to do, but that is good ना अच्छी बात. अब ये
Yes.
कि नहीं मैं पैसे भी दूं और मैं पूरा पढ़ूं भी नहीं ये तो मतलब what kind of approach is that? I
No,
mean,
that obviously that doesn't make sense. But
हाँ.
sir, मेरा question mock से related है. Because मैंने आपका सारा
मॉक
वीडियो
यू
देखा है.
हैव टू डू
ठीक है.
फुल्ली मॉक कंटेंट इज फुल्ली न्यू कुछ भी नहीं है उसके अंदर और कोई हमने उसके अंदर लिया ही नहीं कहीं से तो वी कैन वेरी क्लियरली से द मॉक कंटेंट यू शुड डू ऑल द मॉक्स एंड अनदर थिंग बिकॉज यू प्रिपेयर्ड अर्लियर कभी एक दो सवाल ऐसे सिमिलर हो सेम तो नहीं होगा then
Yes.
fine. I mean, that is something that even official mocks are the same. From the
Right.
previous legacy edition, even focus edition mocks have been made from that.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of them.
like we do not have like you guys don't have a separate mock and separate course or like is it same
No, no.
under
What do you
club
mean by
and
that?
so
Sorry.
like you just don't have a simple like separate mock course only like only the mock test available
My
for the focus
teammates will
edition.
tell you अगर कुछ है तो we have come up with something अगर है तो they will tell you.
Okay, fine. ठीक है.
My point is अब आपने जैसे बोला PNC probability you might have your course subscription active. For those people who have the course subscription active we have made it very affordable also by the way.
Yeah.
So we have made it affordable but let me know I will not talk about the costs and all please मैं नहीं करूँगा वो
Fine.
बात.
No,
हाँ,
no,
जैसे
that's
आप
not an issue, sir. Yeah. It's
हाँ
just that I don't want to lose the momentum right now, which I have.
yes, very good and 680 आप लेके आ पाए on the test day which means you will be able to ace it faster. There is no question there. There is no
Got it.
question.
ठीक है. Okay.
And
I'll talk to
do
the
not
person like
compromise on even one thing this time. You can't say this time that my probability is weak. You just can't. Because that's not how we want to operate. You can't say
okay.
this because we have given you so much content even for the DI bit that you can't just say that oh multi-source I get confused. I get one right but one wrong. Just refine your skills because you have the time now. I'm not
Got
sure
it.
maybe you're pushing for round 3 for something. Maybe you
Not
are.
right now. I mean, I just have a year and a half of experience. I'm not doing that right now.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
So talk to the facilitator, whosoever you
Sure.
had. Once again,
Okay.
they'll
Got
guide.
it.
All right. Please lower
Thank
your
you so
hand
much, sir.
also and
Yeah.
mute yourself. Let me take up Karan now, please. Yeah, Karan.
Yeah, hi sir.
बताइए.
Yeah, sir, I attended your session on 3rd of January for how can the friend session. That day only I made up my mind that I have to shift from classic to focus. For last 1 month, I am preparing according to focus edition only.
Okay.
And I started, I have given 4 mocks till now through the official section. And my score has improved from 465 in the first mock to 645 in the fourth mock.
Which is that you are at previous 700 sort of score. ठीक है.
Yeah. So my question is like, is the official mock the real reflection of the GMAT focus
So
edition?
I'll try to explain this to you. So you can't say it is not if the questions are not repeated. I think official mocks don't have repeats from the types that you would have seen or something. I think even if the questions are easy, they are not exactly the same.
Yeah,
Right?
I am not for any similar questions or the
Right.
same questions.
So I think it's the only problem is with with official mock that they are made a little easier so that people don't get demotivated. उनका GMAT ही बंद हो जाएगा अगर वो बहुत
Okay.
tough. तो उनका जो psychological thing is that they target the mean. Mean means average population. So
Okay.
that is why it is, and that's why people say that. Why would someone say quant was tougher than the real GMAT? I mean, official GMAT. People say this, right? A lot of times people say, अभी 2 दिन पहले जिसने भी बोला है कि yeah, it was way tougher. The reason is that they are not really going to give you the toughness, exact toughness. So that is why आपने जो course लिया उसके अंदर is so much content in the mocks. Make sure you do slightly tougher version also. Or scoring might be more rigorous, might be more like you might not get a 645 on my mocks right now. Might not. But that's the point. You should really, really improve to that level. You may be at 680, 700 in the previous format. That sort of prep you have reached. And it's a great jump. 200 points almost is a very, very good jump. 180 points. If you continue doing so for another month and a half month, maybe you will really ace it. एंड डीआई वाले सेक्शन को अच्छे से करो और उसको मिस नहीं करना. I mean, you can't just say that let me just do 5 tests only, I'm good. No, if we have created long sittings, you do the long sittings. This time, no compromises, right? I hope this will work.
Yeah, sure,
And
sure.
keep in
Thank
touch. कोई भी चीज है तो वो हम बात करते रहते हैं.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Right. Please lower your hand, Karan, and mute yourself. Sameer, let me unmute first. 1 second. Let me just see. Yes, Sameer, bol.
Yeah, hello Sandeep. Thanks for the session. Yeah, like I was basically preparing for the GMAT class, like using the self-paced course, but
Right.
like there were some circumstances I was able to like prepare fully. So like I
Right.
had covered like the RCCR and SC part, but like not the quant one. So now I want like I have only the option of focus. So like how do I basically go out like uh, covering the past syllabus as well and doing the
If
focus
something
edition like
is
that? Yeah.
common, see, मैंने पहले इसमें बता दिया, RC study part and CR study part have not changed because there's nothing I can teach new in how to solve an assumption question
Yeah.
or how to solve primary. Whatever you are extremely comfortable with from the previous part, you just don't study. That's it. Just don't study. But if you feel that you were not as comfortable, then do the study. Simple answer is it is about comfort. We cannot. But if you are really comfortable, then don't randomly repeat all the sessions. Don't do that. That is not important. Another thing, you'll find a lot of stuff that is anything new in the course in terms of practice, in terms of mock, and in terms of even the lectures. But whatever is common, because if something is not changed, there's no need. Because if my RC primary purpose marathon is made so beautifully already, which really has given people 100% accuracy in primary, I don't want to change it just because the label has changed. That is not, that will be a disservice to my students. So simple answer is you do not do something that you're already extremely confident about. Not what you have done. Maybe you've done all of CR, but you don't feel confident. Maybe you've done all of quant, but you don't feel so confident. So base it on confidence and not on repetition is not for the sake of repetition. That when live batches end, people once again keep on revising the same thing. That's not what I mean. Just reach a level of confidence and just drop it. If that means 50% you don't have to study, please don't study. Okay.
Okay, like my main focus is like I do have the content and everything. Like your content is quite exhaustible. I don't think like I need anything extra other than that. But
No,
like
no,
I had the
definitely not.
classic, like access to the classic one. So now I don't like. I think I could do the integrated reasoning part on my self study. So do you think
Perfectly
like
fine. No, तो फिर आप कर लीजिए, कोई problem नहीं है. If you are very strong at it, then you can do it. And anyway, some amount of integrated reasoning was part of the previous version. Don't shift. If integrated reasoning is short, because everything else is common, PS, DS, RCCR are exactly the same. Exactly the same. No point. And talk to my teammates if there's an option. I mean, if your course is already active, if they can work something out, if there's an option, because pricing and all, मैं बात अपनी टीम तक से नहीं करता हूँ, वही करते हैं जो.
yeah,
तो आप बात कर लो, अगर कुछ ऑप्शन निकलता है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो अभी आप तैयारी करो ना, क्या जरूरत. मैंने ही नहीं बोला है कि आपको शिफ्ट करना है, मैंने तो बोला ही नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं बोला. एंड लास्ट टाइम भी इफ यू अटेंडेड एनी ऑफ द कैन आई बी योर फ्रेंड सेशन, आई डिड नॉट even once say you shift. So continue with it. The course is extremely effective. Some people have scored in the focus edition studying the classic edition also. Maybe you've heard about their feedback videos also, that they not everybody had to really get. But yeah, at any stage, if you feel, then you can always reach out. We can work something. Please.
okay. Thank you, Sandeep.
Right. Please lower your hand and mute yourself. Akansha. Okay. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Good
हाँ
evening, sir.
आकांक्षा बोलिए.
Yes, sir. So I've been a student of top for the past 1 year, and I was also in the verbal intensive prep.
Okay.
I took my GMAT on 30th of January, and I got a 690
Okay.
score. And I was getting 760 on GMAT prep official mocks, even the exam 6. Uh, so I was definitely disappointed, but I think one part of it was I was really anxious because I was really scared that if I would not get the score, and that is something that I want to discuss about, is that I have a 5 year experience, post which I did not work for my past 1.5 years. I've been studying for GMAT. And now so now kind of, really desperate to get into R3 because thinking that if I don't get to a B school, I don't know what to do after having a gap of 1.5 years. I don't know if I'll be able to know. I will be at a disadvantaged position for applying for jobs, right? So now, but now seeing the, understanding the focus edition, I think I need more rigorous practice in terms of IR and DI.
Which R3 are you thinking? Which the college and what is the deadline? Please give me an idea.
So M7 is something I'm planning, and the deadline.
M7 R3, that means March is when you have to submit also, right?
So,
And how comfortable were you with all the subjects of the classic edition? Did you have any challenge areas? Please tell me.
our so
Like 690 at 690 and you were getting better scores, maybe you have a chance at R3. So I will not rule it out just for that reason. So just tell me, what is your biggest challenge area on the test day?
right. So I got a Q49, but I was expecting a 50 and verbal 35, which was shocking because I was getting V42. Now I realized the problem area was one thing is comprehending and contextualizing, and third is decision making while solving the options, right? So I think in between the test, comprehension and contextualizing stayed, but somewhere CR ka decision making I lost. Despite CR being my strongest suit, I was getting really good accuracy there.
I think how much time will you're saying you're not working right now, so you can give more time, right?
Yes, sir, I can.
I think you can go for R3 then. You should not wait 1 year because yes, application will not be very badly impacted if you create a story, but why wait 1 year and then pick a job and wait for it? पॉसिबल है तो आप करिए इसके लिए, ठीक है? तो आपके लिए, सबके लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं, सब लोगों को मैंने बोला ना करें, लेकिन आपके लिए मैं कह रहा हूँ R3 because you already have a 690 and you probably could have got a 720 on
sir.
that day itself. So if you're at that level and if you're free also, there are two reasons why I'm saying I think R3 is a possibility for you. All right. Yeah.
All right. So on the DI front, because that there's no videos on those this thing, only one video. So is that sufficient for DI?
No, there are no videos. There are quite a few. We teach table as one session, graph as one session, I multi. So there are no videos means you don't have because you've not subscribed to the in the focus edition material. You have a lot of stuff that is taught in detail. That is IR of the previous sessions. That is that's not something that you can really associate with the exam. Is very different now. But there's a lot of there's a lot of IR and DI teaching in the new course. A lot of it actually.
Understood. So keeping that in mind, I got an IR score of 7 this time on 30th Jan. So just wanted to...
Akansha, you should go for round 3. Whether you want to renew the course or not, you can take it some time and decide. I'm just saying if cost is playing on your mind and just for that reason, probably you could reconsider. But maybe you can finish the stuff that is remaining and then you can make a switch. We will see best whatever you reach out to the teammate that you earlier contacted and that person can explain if your course subscription is active, if it is not active, whatever the options are, they will explain.
Understood. So just wanted to know about the R3 thing. So
R3 you should go for, not everyone, but yeah, you can definitely plan this.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. Let me see. So we have Herak here. Herak or Herak, whatever your name. Let me just see. Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm audible?
Bolliye, please.
Okay. Yeah. So what I could get from the discussion is the practice material has changed a lot in terms of coursework and also the mocks. What I want to ask is there a difference in the teaching content of the old course and the new course, as in the study plan?
Not too much. If you were part of live course, probably not at all. And if you were part of self-paced, maybe those live lectures are extra. But that is not the reason why I should shift. The teaching content, because the exam itself has not changed. Right? If I say quant doesn't change, verbal doesn't change really. So teaching content, IR is definitely the new content, but most of the other thing is the same. I will not just
Okay.
randomly say it is different, but it isn't. So the practice part is definitely a lot more different, not the teaching part.
So if I've done all the classes of the old edition, I don't have to do them over in the new course.
If
I
you
can
were
just
very
get over to
comfortable,
the.
you don't have to do them. It's not about whether you have to do them. If you are already very
Got it.
comfortable with all of quant and all of verbal, you don't have to redo the basic classes all over again.
Got
Definitely,
it.
you don't
Okay.
have to do. Now, that doesn't mean that it will not come in the package, because package is just a download and we really can't design that. Okay, I don't want coordinate. I don't want, like, people can
Yeah,
go to
that
any
perfectly.
kind of customization. So don't worry about it. Some of the stuff that will come, you would have done already. It doesn't matter. If at all you're switching. If you're not switching, then
I'm
fine.
planning to switch for 3-month validity because I've done almost all the classes and finished them.
Perfect, perfect. In that case, yeah, it will be accelerated also for you. Maybe you can finish it.
So I just have to do practice materials and the mock tests. Practice
Practice
materials
material,
as and
mock
when
test and
required.
DI sessions.
Yeah, and REI sessions as well. Yes. Okay.
Right. All right,
Makes
Harik. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give access to Mishu. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I
Yeah.
am Mishu from Delhi, and currently I'm a final year student at Delhi University.
Okay.
And I was in contact with top 1% in August, sir. But that time I was enrolled with Times for my CAT preparation, and I was postponing my preparation for GMAT till December.
Okay.
But I want to enroll now, and I'm feeling that I cannot do it for the final round. That is for round third for deferred program.
Yeah,
So what
it
should I
might
do?
be a bit of a challenge. Maybe there are people who've done. How was your CAT prep? Did you do it in depth? Maybe from there I can get some idea.
Like while
आपने
preparation
अच्छे से
time,
किया था या नहीं किया था बताइए, मुझे लग नहीं रहा आपकी आवाज से कि बहुत कॉन्फिडेंटली आप बोल रहे हो। तो बताइए, अच्छे से की थी तैयारी कैट की, या बस ऐसे ही उतना अच्छा नहीं था डिप?
so it was not so good, sir. I just got the call of baby IMs only.
ओके, अब एक काम कीजिए, कितना, व्हाट वाज योर परसेंटाइल, प्लीज टेल मी।
88% also.
Okay. Okay, I'll just suggest one thing. In that case, and how much time will you have per day to study?
I can contribute almost 10 hours, sir.
And what is your weakest area? Is it verbal? Is it quant? Is it DI? क्या आपका सबसे weak क्या था CAT में?
I think it is quant only because of marks I am able to see.
No, marks I'm not asking. Comfort, comfort. What is your least comfortable area? ये बताइए. Generally, quant है, verbal.
Quant, sir.
Okay. So see, GMAT quant is much easier, first of all. Much easier than CAT. Much easier. I mean, there's no question about it. है ही वो तो.
Yes,
मैं सजेस्ट करूंगा आप डेफर्ड के लिए एक शॉट लीजिए, बिल्कुल लीजिए, बिकॉज आपके साथ पॉसिबिलिटी है. Because you have 10 hours a day also, and you have already got 88 percentile in CAT, you even got some IM calls. So I can't fully discount it. Then I will suggest you take a shot. Definitely take a shot. And February hai, and I can give you parallel examples. We had students last year who joined us on the 3rd of February for deferred. एंड बिकॉज वो पूरा एक IIT दिल्ली का बैच था, और IIT से मतलब नहीं है, मैं बता रहा हूँ कि वो मैं गया था IIT दिल्ली में एज अ बैच, 50-60 people together joined on 3rd February. Most of them got the score in March itself. और अप्रैल में डेडलाइन है, तो बिल्कुल देयर इज अ चांस वी कांट. एंड देन इट्स नॉट अबाउट IIT, और इट्स नथिंग टू डू विद IIT, इस कॉमर्स वाले भी ऐसे. तो देयर वर पीपल हु हैव डन इट इन 6 weeks राइट फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग. तो मेरे हिसाब से एक चांस जरूर लीजिए, क्योंकि आपने कैट में जो पढ़ा है वो काम बहुत आएगा यहाँ पर. अभी जो नया जो GMAT है उसमें कैट की प्रेप काफी काम आती है. ठीक है.
Yes.
So talk to my teammate, whosoever you've been in touch with, and please be part of the self-paced focus edition course, not live course. Live course तो खत्म हो नहीं पाएगा इतने से.
Yes.
ठीक है. Please pursue it, but don't drop it. I will personally suggest to you that you shouldn't drop. Maybe you have a chance, and a very strong chance. All right, Mishu. चलिए.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, Priya. Let's see. Yes, Priya.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
So thank you for the session. And I took the GMAT Classic Edition, and I got a 650 with a Q quant 47 and a verbal 32. And about my question first was about the DS part in the DI section. Is it similar to how we have prepared in the classic edition, or is it entirely
Except algebra type questions in which values of so inequalities and mods and hard algebra is not being asked in DS, but arithmetic is the same and probability PNC is the same. Stats numbers are the same more or less. Pure जिसमें especially inequalities mods जिसमें pure XYZ होता था, that part in DS is not being asked. So that's it. There is no major difference apart.
right? So
In fact, it
arithmetic
has
means
become
PNC.
easier because that was the trickiest part of DS. Now the DS part is easier. Easy, definitely. Yeah.
Right, sir. So arithmetic means PNC probability stats and numbers are mostly in the DS
Arithmetic
section.
over here, first two topics, speed, distance, percentage, all of that. That is first, definitely. And then you have PNC probability definitely being asked in DS and stats and numbers. Algebra and inequalities का ratio almost zero हो गया है DS में. ठीक.
Right, sir. Sir, also, I observed I've been working, like, I did not take a break and I want to genuinely just complete it. I don't want to prolong or procrastinate my tenure of preparation.
Right.
And I have observed that I have gotten better with time on CR in terms of understanding premise, conclusion, etc. Like with all your content
You had a
itself.
big journey by the way because आपके question शुरू में जो होते थे CR में भी कई सारों में you had a struggle. Great to hear this first. Great.
Yes, so I honestly focused on getting the depth, and that's probably why I had questions like that. But sir, I am feeling a little confident on CR right now and RC also because of bunch of things on your content in the RC guide. I wanted to understand that um, uh, continuing the same momentum, how much time would it really take me uh, approximately if I have to do my job and continue with my prep? If I also take into consideration that I'll shift into the focus edition self-paced course.
How many hours a day will you be having roughly?
So I'll be working, so I think I can take out 6 hours a day.
Okay. I think 1.5 months more probably. That should do. It will
Okay.
not be more than that because some of the basics are built already for you. So not really something that we really have to give more time. 1.5 because you've fought the battle, you've done the hard yards now, so it will be much less. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah. Please lower your hand. Okay. Imran. Yes, Imran. Bataiye.
So yeah, so I attended the session on 3rd Jan and decided to switch to the focus edition. And so I attended a strategy call, and the basics is something that needed the work. So I'm like, refreshing again the same way the course was said, and this time I'm trying to get to the depth part. So I realized that in quant, I was consistently scoring a 39 on 51. So I figured to go back to the 390 MB file, fix the basics, correct certain calculation errors where needed. And RC and CR, even though I had, done it 2 times, I'm sort of going back to understand where to sort of, attack inference related questions. And sometimes I feel like in RC specifically, whenever I sort of get the passage and I'm able to approach the easier questions, it's the tough questions which are sort of very lengthy in nature and can sort of, go away from me just because of one word. So that is specifically in RC. So I think more of practice and actively applying Octave is something that will work for me. In CR, I'm not sure, sir, whether I should sort of go back to the basics 1, 2, 3 and the course because I've been getting like around 70% to 90% accuracy in CR questions depending on the type of question it is.
See,
And
I know your journey, and there has been a lot of challenge with the depth bit, and finally you realize that this is what you have to work on. Initially, you were not even ready to understand that part. So I think even now you will take some more time. You will not really be able to ace it very quickly because there is going to be some journey that is left. You've done many things, but still, I believe you will need some time. So with the focus edition, I mean, for you, I'm saying don't think about this year and then round 3, etc. It will be. How many hours do you have, by the way, every day? Hello.
So I'm currently working with, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Please tell.
Yeah. So on weekdays, I do something like between 2 hours, 2 hours to 3, 4 hours, depending on my bandwidth. And in weekends, I spend about 7, 8 hours, sir.
Okay. So I think it will be difficult to plan anything for round three. Then you should really think that next year only. Do a very, very thorough preparation of
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
things. See, you have seen one thing. When you do things in depth, they improve also for you. It's not that it is a completely lost battle. Because the way you've interacted, मैं आपके mails देखता था, it used to feel कि नहीं मतलब this person is never going to become confident because he is not ready to listen to the idea that depth is missing. जब आपने वो बात सुनी तो आप देख रहे हो कि इम्प्रूवमेंट भी हो रहा है लेकिन स्लो होगा आपके केस में। तो मैं बोलूंगा कि
Right.
अच्छे से करो तैयारी, 3-4 महीने लगाओ अच्छे से। इस साल के राउंड
Okay.
3 को सोचो भी मत और आराम से हो सकता है
Right.
उसका।
Sure, sure. So
टाइम
I'll stay
लगाइए
in
लेकिन
touch.
आपको, लेकिन
Right.
जल्दी नहीं करनी, आपको नहीं करनी, टाइम लगाइए आपको।
Sure, sure, sure. So a consistent effort is something that I want to put
It's
in this time.
consistent effort and build the depth as you said कि फाइनली आपने 390 MB फाइल किया। आप
Right.
नहीं कर रहे थे पहले, वो एक दो सवाल करके फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हो, नहीं आ रहा ये। बैठ के करना पड़ता है सभी, तभी होती है डेप्थ बिल्ड, वॉट एवर इट इज, विच एवर टॉपिक इट इज। आई थिंक यू जस्ट हैव टू डू इट एंड यू विल हैव टू डू इट फॉर अदर एरियाज ऑल्सो, even for CR whatever is remaining, even let's say in DI you will have
Okay.
a
Okay.
completely new thing to tackle. You really have to
Okay.
do stuff properly and then it will start improving. You just have to go through that grind and your grind is not over. You can't just take off right now, you're probably in the middle of the grind. Okay? Okay.
Understood. Understood, sir.
ठीक है, चलो।
Understood, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Let me give Abhishek. Yes, Abhishek, बताइए।
Hello,
Yes,
can you hear me,
Abhishek.
sir?
Yeah, please tell.
Sir, I was one of your live batch students,
Right.
and I come with 4 years of experience.
Yeah.
But for the past 1.5 year, I stopped working. Major, like the major decision was one of the family issues,
Okay.
and in middle of it, I thought I'll start for GMAT prep, and I did give my GMAT sir in my sorry on Jan, but I gave up in middle only. I gave up in middle of December only. So I stopped completely studying. I stopped. I didn't do even one mock, and I thought I'll see how much I'll get the score, and I scored around 530, and that's where I was expecting as I was preparing for almost 7-8 months, I thought I'll be hitting 650 or something like that, but maybe due to because of lack of practice I scored low. But sir, SC was one of the main issue for me, as it used to kill a lot of my time while I was solving. But CR and RC, my accuracy was always in between 60 to 70%.
So Abhishek,
And
see, one thing I can understand is obviously when you score pretty low, like in the 500s, there is a lot of curve that is still left for you.
yes,
So please do not think too much about the prep you've done. If you are very, very confident about something, that's fine. For most of the stuff, you just start over. Don't think that, oh, this addition, that addition. You just have to restart. Think, I mean, 60-70% is not bad, but 60-70% is not good either. That means
yes
there
sir,
are
yes
challenges
sir.
with the depth. There are challenges with, let's say what, because 500s में अगर आपका score आ रहा है तो दोनों areas में problem. It's not one area that you are weak at. I think I'm sure. So there are challenges. I think you just need to start over, wipe the slate clean, and really whatever you've learned is great. I mean, that much will anyway come in handy, but it won't be too much. Because
Okay, sir.
if you look at it 500, अगर मैं score देखूं यहाँ पे तो उसमें भी you subtract 55 marks from 530 or whatever you got, your score in the focus edition will be in the 400s, right? And you have to get to 700. So there's a long jump. And don't think you've really done a lot. That's the best way to go forward. Whatever you are very, very confident about, that you can leave for. But most of the stuff, I think you'll have to do it properly. Like बहुत अच्छे से करना पड़ेगा. ठीक?
I just need one suggestion from you, sir.
हाँ,
Like
हाँ, बोलो.
I started looking for job opportunities, but there is one another, as things are far better at home. I started looking out for job opportunities, but I have this one thought. What if I am able to use it another 3-4 months and crack the GMAT? Like,
No, no,
is it a worth it?
you have to pick up the job, no problem. And with the job also one can study. So I don't think you should prolong that because you've already been not working for some time, as you said. I
Yes,
will
sir. Yes, sir.
suggest you please look for a job alongside. Because
Perfect.
application में profile में भी problem आता है बाद में, वो point
Exactly.
है.
Exactly. For that's the suggestion I needed
And
from
that
you,
is
sir.
one suggestion you can contact a consultant, but anyway, he will say the same thing. You should not be out of work for a very long time. Okay,
Got
so
it, sir.
please have something, and I'm sure there's no point delaying picking up work now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Alongside work, people have managed, and you will manage too as well, because you already have bit. Let's say even if it's a little bit of base, you do have some. Can be done.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. I will not
Okay,
suggest
sir.
not picking up the work part right. Which
Got
sure.
it, sir.
Chaliye. All right. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Khushi, I've given you access, but please.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the session.
Right.
I actually joined your September batch live course,
Right.
and but I scored a 630 in Jan on Jan 30, and I'm definitely disappointed. But I can say that my serious prep only started in the start of Jan because I took a little bit of a break in December and November for family reasons. So it was like an on and off practice. It wasn't a consistent everyday effort
Right.
that
Right.
was going. Now I'm definitely going to switch. And I had a strategy call to see which things to focus on, and I was told, LSAT passages for RC and quant is maybe like a low hanging fruit. So just try to do more pacing and timed questions, because I feel like one of the major reasons for 630 was a lot of anxiety on the test day as well. But that being said, I can't completely discount that 630 means that I probably don't have a very solid amount of depth either. So I want to just kind of know how to go about tackling this. I've heard everything you've said in the session, and like where to start and what to do, but like I'm just a bit confused. Like there's a lot of information overload in my head, and I'm sort of confused
See,
on how
once
to
you
go.
get the course, if you're very basic stuff, if something was common and something is common, you have to ask a very honest question. Do I need to do this topic still, or this topic was done and dusted? If it was done and dusted, don't even open that video. Don't do anything. If you feel that some of the stuff is not there, up there, then continue doing that. And that's it. Are you looking at this year itself, round 3 or something? Or are you looking at next year? Now, what is the thought in your mind? Like, just give me an idea.
So I'm not looking at this year, but I kind of want to get my GMAT out of the way because I'll be starting my job soon. I've graduated recently. And so
I will then
that's
suggest that then don't rush your GMAT, even if you have work, but build your base in the next one. Like basics, you do so thoroughly that you don't have to learn anything. You just have to practice. Then you can pick up job, and then you can do alongside the job, because every day 3 hours of practice is extremely good. But please do the basics really, really thoroughly. Whatever is remaining, you must have done some, obviously, because 630, if you got, let's assume on that day you would have got a 660, 670, whatever. That level of mastery you would be having, but it may be that you feel this topic, let me do again. Do only very selective study of repeat topics, only when you are
Got it.
confident. Okay.
And another question, sorry, I had, sir, is for CR. I saw that initially when I first learned the concepts, after a little bit of practice, my score was improving a lot, but it came to a stagnation. And after that, it actually fell. And even my RC, it improved a lot, but then I slowly stopped applying Octave and it sort of fell. So I don't know how to get back to that
I
level
think
I
what
was at.
you may need to do, and I can understand it, is that you have to remind yourself that I'm once again applying the octave thing. I'm once again thinking in terms of assumption or whatever techniques are there. What happens is when you become comfortable, you become very intuitive again. And this exam has a very weird way of penalizing people who become intuitive. So you really have, I mean, until your concepts or the process itself becomes intuition, octave becomes intuition, that's great. But we tend to, because the moment a little bit of comfort starts hitting that, okay, I'm fine, we will just go back to our old patterns. And this is something that is very common. It's not the first time I've seen it. It's something that happens. So my answer to that is, please stick to, let's say, every week, remind yourself that this is how I'm supposed to study. Maybe I used to say to people that you just have a post-it sticker and have it in the right corner of your laptop and keep reminding until it becomes second nature. So I don't think there's anything else, but yeah, this you really have.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Yeah. Please. Okay, Vinay, let me see. Yes, Vinay.
Firstly, thank you for your session.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please tell.
Oh, thank you, sir. So, I would not like to address a GMAT query here. For me,
I
it's more
can't
of.
hear you, Vinay. Please just check your mic and audio
So,
properly.
is it better now?
Yeah, better.
All right, sorry. No, I wouldn't like to address a GMAT query. For me, the challenge is that I start, and so once I start, I'm into the prep. There's some sort of procrastination that takes place because of which I lag, and so this circle keeps repeating again and again. this is the first question I wanted to ask you as to how do I beat this cycle? How do I actually stop procrastinating to complete this to complete the GMAT?
See, the issue is pretty psychological. You have to really ask yourself every week, take take stock of situation in what happens. And once again, something very similar I've answered to one more person. We become pretty stagnant because this is a pattern of behavior that we can focus only for as much, and then obviously we go back to our patterns. Now, what is the way around it? And it's a little philosophical and psychological, but I have to coach you here. Every week, take out a time that every Sunday I'll sit with myself. Is what I'm doing really on track? Is it enough? Or have I slacked? And you may do it daily, but daily do not people will slack daily. Maybe you can do it twice a week. Am I slacking? Is the only question. Is it enough? What am I doing as I was on Monday? Was I the same on Thursday? Let's say. So this question, if you ask every 3, 4 days, it will put you back on track. Another way to do this is whenever you have this complacency or procrastination, write either a sectional test or a mock test. Just write anywhere on randomly on any portal anywhere, not even our portal. It will really put you back on track that no, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. So these are the two things you can do. I think one is asking yourself, but better is you test yourself. Let's say CR you studied and you suddenly do a portal test from CR and you realize that, oh, but I'm still not there. It will put you back into this. Another, how desperately do you want success? I mean, when you see people even like a Sundar Pichai went to a B school, I mean, do you really think that this ignition is there inside you, that reigniting of the fire? Or you feel it becomes mundane or a day-to-day process for you every day? I think one has to never lose sight of the goal. Why are we even pursuing the GMAT? कोई GMAT देने का शौक तो नहीं होता किसी को. There is a reason behind it, and that reason, if it is very strong, the juice, the emotional juice continues. So I think these are the 3, 4 things you can do, but you really have to continue that thing. Maybe you can have someone who can ask you, let's say कोई peer group में कोई friend है या कोई someone else who's preparing, who can genuinely keep you on track every 3, 4 days. So that is another thing. Okay, these are some of the ways, because you will have to do you'll have to take some external help, but most people are internally driven, but in your case it could be that initially you might need that. ठीक है, चलिए.
So I had the second question pertaining to math. So previously I struggled quite a bit with verbal, especially CR and RC, but now thankfully, given that I've given sufficient time to it, yes, there are times when I do fail to apply octave, but I do remind myself, and it does happen. Similarly for, CR, the assumption questions are now, pretty going well. However, so for math, the challenge that I face is, even so, the simplest of questions to me appear the toughest of questions, just because of the language of sorts. And so the language is really, what gets me down on math. So how do I tackle that?
See, Vinay, right now, I will not be able to comment on it because this problem needs something more specific. You can really need to send us some questions and we'll see. Is it that you misinterpret? Is it that you just don't understand? Or is it that you just give up midway because it is a long question?
So misinterpretation.
We'll have to really understand. And first of all, send us some questions that in which you just couldn't understand the question itself and you misinterpret something. Because this can't be done without an example. We'll have to nail it in more precision, and then we'll go forward. No problem. We can definitely guide you, but we need some examples here. All right.
Thank you.
But you got to really do this. I mean, if you're saying that math, I understand, but I don't understand the question. But once I do, I think there is something more fundamental. Your mind does not want to focus on something that requires a lot of focus. A little bit of casualness in reading that can be there. We'll have to see it. Just send us some screenshots of questions. We'll see what best we can guide them.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है, चलिए. All right, Vinay. Yes, Arunima, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yes, Arunima, please. Yes.
Hello. Hi. Good evening, sir. So just gonna take a quick 2 minutes. So I was actually a part of the self-paced course last year. I had enrolled around in March, but I feel that I have been a little inconsistent with my prep. I have been working also simultaneously, and the work hours are a little hectic. So I think I lost consistency in the middle, due to which and then I did my studies according to a deadline because I had already booked my examination. So I worked backwards, which I think was the fault, and I didn't kind of gain the depth that was supposed to be gained. So now I am planning to restart, and I will need to restart from scratch. So because I feel like that would be the best way of going about it and creating that depth. So I was planning of enrolling for the focus edition. Just wanted a quick help from you and guidance regarding the timelines, what I should focus on. So currently I have 4.5 years of work ex, and I was planning of studying well and giving the GMAT and probably applying for R1
It's a
this year.
perfect timing. I think 4 months from today you can take with the work that you do. With
Hmm,
4 months of time at hand and everyday consistency, I think it can be nailed. Whatever
Correct.
level you are at, whatever. But don't take a
Okay.
shortcut. Don't try and do it in 3 weeks or 6 weeks. Like just
Absolutely.
take 4 months.
Absolutely.
4 months, you
As
just
for
don't think that you remember anything. You can
hmm,
just remember it, but still do it all over. I think there is a problem of concept and depth somewhere.
correct.
But
Correct.
just do it all over. It's simple. Just dump everything that you've done so far, even if some commonalities are there. In your case, because you've
Hmm,
admitted you don't want to rush it now, and you
correct.
want to really go for round one, then definitely. And 4.5 years, your work ex would have been good enough this year itself. But fine, I mean, we just can't help right now with this.
Correct. Correct. Because
So
I would want to kind of give it my best shot. I don't want to
I
settle for
don't think there
something
will be a
different.
problem if you give it your best shot. I don't think there will be a problem, but just prepare very thoroughly and don't really keep preparing for 6, 7 months and then you get into panic. Have a date,
Right.
no matter what. May is my hard deadline, no matter what. In fact, it could be earlier also because people do in 3 months also. But I'm just saying, beyond May, you can't even contemplate one extra day. That's the plan you should have in.
That's what I wanted to also check about, because I mean the month of Feb is slightly heavy on travel. So I'm working with BCG only currently,
Right.
but in the HR space. So just wanted to actually, I was thinking of kind of doing a start by March. Would that be
No,
okay?
no problem. But then you should know that by mid-June, you got to wrap up. Like there is no way to
Absolutely.
get this exam into July because
Mm-hmm.
then there is no way. There's no way. July, you should do applications, apps. Even if
Correct.
the July, August, and September is the deadline, you should,
Mm-hmm.
if you are starting for round one in
Right.
Jan or March, you shouldn't think about July for the GMAT. Just the wrong approach on. So get it
Mm-hmm.
done mid-June and no matter what, and just start a little right now also. You might have some travel or something who stops you from doing some basics all over or whatever. That I
Correct.
don't, but I think you should not lose that momentum at all. If you say that 1 month I'll not study at all, it won't be a very good idea. Do a little bit of study. Maybe quant
Mm-hmm.
doesn't require you to sit for 3, 4 hours, and you can do in snatches and bits and parts as well. So that's how you just plan more intelligently this time. Do not lose
Mm-hmm.
track. Okay.
Right. And the second part of that question, so I'm just going to take 2 more minutes. So the second part of that question was that if I do, I mean, if I wanted to enroll for the Focus Edition, last time I took a self-paced course. So I feel that maybe I was not as diligent with the course. Would you advise me going for a live course? Would that be better
If
if
you
I do?
want to go for a live course, then do the fundamentals in Feb and join the live course from March. But then with the live course, you can't just say that हाँ 3 दिन में नहीं पढ़ वो नहीं होना चाहिए. The live course is punishing in that sense when it is unforgiving. You just can't relax even for 2 consecutive days. So ask yourself if your schedule allows you to study daily, because that's the advantage of the live course. It keeps you on your toes. But for people who are just not able to do it for whatever reason, it could be an external reason, it could be your internal thing. But then you have to really be very, very consistent. So do the basic minimum work that you need to do for the live classes in Feb, whatever little time
Mhm.
you have travel, whatever, find the time. And March
Sure.
you take up the live batch. But no matter what, you will not go beyond June mid. Live or self-paced, you can decide. You can take the live course, but every day you'll have to really put in.
Understood. Understood. Clear, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, all right. Please lower your hand, and I have the next person as iPad. Please tell me your name.
Hi, sir. My name is Ronak.
Ronak, बताइए.
Sir, I contacted you last year and you helped me. I mean, I had the live course, and then I had extended my self-paced part for 3 more months. Actually, there was a casualty in the family, so I had to delay my preparation. Sir, what I find is that, even after going to the course and everything, Sir, reading comprehension is an issue, sir, for me.
Mhm.
So I tried everything like what you have given in the this thing in the material, and but there is that when I'm facing the question, I'm not able to apply the concepts. Like I start reading it again and again. I don't know, sir.
See, Ronak, the problem can be language also, and the problem can be that when you learn it thoroughly, first time you don't learn fully. There are people who want to apply it without really imbibing it. So there are two possibilities. One is the language itself is a problem. कि इंग्लिश में जब कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स चीज लिखी होती है तो आपको एकदम से पूरी बात ही समझ नहीं आती, ये एक चीज हो सकती है। और दूसरी चीज है कि आप इम्पेशेंट हो, इसमें से दो जरूर होंगे एक, इसका तीसरा कोई रीजन नहीं हो सकता। और लैंग्वेज वाली प्रॉब्लम तो पीपल फ्रॉम प्योर हिंदी मीडियम हैव आल्सो सॉल्व्ड इट, सो इट्स नॉट दैट, बट यस यू कांट बी इम्पेशेंट। Let's say you're solving the first RC passage. I had a student 2 days ago, उसने मुझसे पूछा, I said एक पैसेज में 2 घंटे भी लगे तो तुम 2 घंटे लगाओ, लेकिन मुझे 4 के 4 आंसर सही चाहिए, चारों चाहे। And that person reported that no, I solved only 10 questions. It took me a lot of time, but I got all 10 right. So I think that is the impatience part. So if it is language, tell me, is it language? Is it impatience? What?
No, I don't think it is language, because otherwise I've excelled in English. But I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe I'm a bit impatient as a person also. So maybe that is the
तो
reason.
आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, you'll have to take 10 passages maybe, and you have to say 10 passages में एक दिन लगे या 7 दिन लगे या 10 दिन लगे, मुझे कितना भी टाइम लगे, मुझे एक भी सवाल गलत नहीं करना है। I'll go back, I'll verify, I'll find. Impatience अपने आप ही हट जाएगा, and that doesn't mean later you'll take so much time. It is just a habit that we are trying to do. I guarantee it is just impatience, because I know यही होगा इसका। दो ही चीज है, एक तो लैंग्वेज हो सकता है which you ruled out, and the other is clear cut impatience. तो अपने आप ठीक होगा उसके अंदर। जल्दी नहीं कि मुझे आंसर दो ऑप्शन दिख रहे हैं चलो एक मार्क कर दिया, वो नहीं। जब तक आप श्योर नहीं हो, भले 10 मिनट और लगे ए और सी के बीच में, आप वो करो पहले पैसेज में। बाद में वो बहुत स्लो हो जाता है, मतलब बहुत जल्दी होने लगता है, शुरू में ही स्लो होगा। डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, प्लीज डू दिस, ओके। आई एम वेरी श्योर ये होगा इम्प्रूव।
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and I
Thank
think you are very great. You're doing a very great job, and I'll be very grateful. Like I once I get admitted, I'll definitely send you. That is a dream when I send you that email.
बिल्कुल रौनक, बताइएगा। हमारा तो एज ए टीचर काम ही है कि मतलब मैंने तो हार्वर्ड छोड़ के टीचिंग करना शुरू किया है, तो मेरा तो पूरा पैशन एक ही चीज में है कि मैं कितने लोगों को और सक्सेसफुल बना सकता हूँ लाइफ में, सिर्फ एमबीए में नहीं, किसी भी चीज में। तो
नहीं सर,
थैंक
आप जो क्लास में जब आप वो प्रैक्टिकल चीजें बोलते हो कि मतलब ऐसे नहीं होगा, मतलब आईपीएल देखने से नहीं होगा, वो सब फिर एक रियल हिट करता है लाइफ में। तो थैंक यू सर।
वो तो मतलब मेरा काम शुगर कोटिंग नहीं है ना, मेरा काम है कि मैं आपको सही एडवाइस दूं। अब वो बुरा लगे तो लगे, अब डॉक्टर के पास जाओगे और आप एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर रहे हो, तो डॉक्टर का काम है कि आपको बोले कि क्या कर रहे हो तुम, ये नहीं कि हाँ ठीक है चलता है, फिर तो आपकी हेल्थ खराब ही होगी। तो इट्स जस्ट दैट, आई मीन इट्स आवर जॉब टू रियली मेक श्योर थिंग्स करेक्ट एंड दे डोंट करेक्ट देमसेल्व्स। Thank you for pointing out. It really gives me more motivation to work even harder for my students. Thank you.
Okay,
All
thank you
right.
so much sir. Okay,
Right.
good night.
Good night. Yes, it's Ishita. Please बताइए।
Hi, sir. So I enrolled in the self-paced course in September, but along with work, I didn't really was not really work like studying properly. Every other weekend I would do. But I think in December I gave myself deadline. I booked the exam for 28th and I appeared for it. And I would say, if I would say honest prep, I think I only did 3 weeks. So for me, since I come from engineering background, my maths is very, very strong. And ever since I was a kid, I'm very confident on my maths. So just after doing 2, 3 sectional tests and going through some content, I reached 50, like 1 week. And I reached 50, but verbal was very tricky for me. I was doing very poorly there. After going through some content, I think initially when I did and I gave some sectional tests, suddenly my accuracy had improved a lot. And then on the official mock test, I was getting 710, 720 in the third and fourth. So that's when I got confidence. I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and give it. But the actual test did not turn out well. Like I got below 700. So I ended up not even accepting the score because I do not want to settle for anything less. I think I have the potential and I want to go for it. So I think I have two questions. One is along with work, like I found it quite challenging to do it every day. It's not like I think I can find out 2 hours of time, but what I personally feel is like when I study, if I get like a 6 or 7 hour stretch, I really get good use out of it. If I put 2 hour study session, by the time I'm in the focus zone, the study session is over and I have to go back to work, or I have to move on to something next I have to do. So how do I basically now aim for it? Like, how do I set my timelines, and
Right. I
like,
think
how
if
do I
you can
study?
move the clock a little that your work is over and then you study, then it can be stretched. So it shouldn't be that in the morning you can do math or DI sort of thing in the morning, which still
Hmm.
requires practice. It's not that you will not have to do anything.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
verbal, when you're finding time, it should be a stretch of time in which you can actually stay awake for another hour or something. There is nothing
Hmm.
pressing. So we
Hmm.
just have done that. Don't think 6 hours are required. I mean, 3 hours are good enough for verbal zone.
Okay.
You don't need, I mean, it's just, I know that one person would want it and you seem very, very dedicated to sense, man, you really want to crack it, but nobody has the luxury for 6 hours of focus at a stretch. So it's fine. You
Yeah.
find 3 hours and one day you do only one topic. Don't try to do two topics. Like one day only do CR and one topic of CR initially, master it. Similarly, RC one day, one. So if 3 hours of effort on one topic in one day in verbal is pretty good. But you really have to do it this way that you find 3 non-stop hours. 2 hours will not suffice.
Okay.
And you find it when there is nothing else pressing coming up. You say that a meeting is there in the company and then you are doing that study and then suddenly you know that it is coming. That way you can do DI and quant.
Okay, sir. And how should I set my target? Because I know if I don't fix a date and if I don't fix my exam date, I will slack off again. So how, like, what should I keep my
I
target
don't
as?
generally suggest this, but if that is your nature, in that case, how much time you will need? Maybe you'll need about 120 hours, so you can plan
Okay.
it.
Okay, sir.
120 hours from where you are. Maybe you are already at 700 in the previous version, and we'll take that because obviously verbal में भी कुछ तो अच्छा किया होगा if you've done 700 level of performance. So I think 120 hours को plan करो कैसे करना है.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure. Uh, okay. Amod, please, can you go ahead?
Hi, sir. Good evening. Thank you for your session. It was wonderful. Just one question, a bit of background. So I started in September in the self-paced course,
Right.
but also I gave a deadline to myself only because I wanted to apply for R2. So I said till December I would give the exam.
Okay.
The thing was I rushed the basics part because particularly my math is very weak because I'm a lawyer as a background, and in general my math was weak.
Hmm.
So I think I took a hit there because my basics were not clear and I kept doing things and I got a very low score in like probably a 500. But I do want to crack it in this one.
Hmm.
So I thought I would give some time and give a test again by doing the basics.
Right.
So so then I gave off. This was in December, and then I started doing from the basics again
Hmm.
from December onwards. But I still am not able to do it in the proper
Because
way.
you're rushing, very simple thing. You still want something to turn out for 2024 itself. It's a very evident thing. You'll
No,
really
no,
have
I'm
to.
oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
If you are rushing at all, it is evident. Maybe I'm wrong. I do not know your story, but I think there is a rush in your mind, clearly. I
Okay.
definitely can read it. Okay. This is something. Are you planning to do it in like let me learn whatever time it takes? Or are you somehow you become impatient when nothing registers, answers go wrong, you feel more of your commentary is कि मुझसे होगा नहीं तो मैं क्यों करूं? और क्या फायदा करके ये ज्यादा सोचते हो या एक्चुअली मैथ पढ़ते हो? तो मुझे लगता है आपकी जो बाकी जो कमेंट्री है वो शुरू हो जाती है ये this is my assessment again. I'm sure most of the times I'm right, not because I'm arrogant, but this could be, and if I'm wrong, then please tell me if this
No,
is
no,
what.
that's absolutely right for the initial part, which I did rush, and which is why when post December I thought I'll slow it down because I knew that it's
Hmm.
just rushing to go for R2. So I
Hmm.
thought it might as well do it properly and do R1
So
properly for
now you're
20.
not looking at R1 or R3 or something, right? You're
No,
looking at
not
तो
no, sir.
आमोद एक काम कीजिए आप तो ये मान लो कि आपको 2 महीने ज्यादा लगेंगे आप सिर्फ मैथ बेसिक्स के वीडियोस देखो और जो बेसिक्स हमने 400 लेवल 300 लेवल का दिया है कंटेंट उसको पहले पूरा पढ़ो पूरा अच्छे से और ये मान लो कि इतना somebody can do it in 2-3 months. I will not. And another thing, if you scored only 500, maybe your verbal was also not good. I mean, how can it only be quant? Verbal
Correct.
also is not as well prepared as you would probably want to. Being a lawyer, you can really ace the verbal section out and out, out and out. मतलब आप कर सकते हैं चाहे तो थोड़ा effort लगा. क्योंकि सीआर तो आपका डेली प्रैक्टिस होता है, ये एक तरह से थॉट
Correct.
होता है, और आरसी इज एन एक्सटेंशन. So I'll suggest something to do with verbal also, but first of all, 1-2 months, probably you'll need 2 months, and don't rush this. And जब राउंड वन ही करना है तो क्यों रश करना, ये बात भी है, ठीक है. तो अच्छे से
Yes.
कीजिए, और प्लीज कीप टेकिंग अ हेल्प इफ यू नीड एनी. बट आई थिंक दिस इज मोर अ सेल्फ प्रेप जर्नी फॉर यू. You really have to immerse yourself and not be phased by some things that are not clicking, some accuracy which is not coming. 5% of the questions you can leave. Suppose out of 20 questions, one question, even after the solutions is not clear, leave. Don't ask anyone, don't go online, just leave. So I think what happens in math is also some people get very flustered when they can't crack a question even after the solution. 5% of the questions you just sacrifice, and that's it. Remaining, you build the web. And yeah, I think it can work out for you. Quant
Thank
में
you.
कुछ बदला भी नहीं, work
Just
करेगा.
one last question, sir.
Yeah.
The other part was, so then, as I said, post December, I did do a lot of questions, and I maintained a question bank as well. But the issue was that every time, say RC, I would get one type of questions right, and then if I do it again, I would get the same kind wrong then. So then
I
it
once
was
again can say there is some inconsistency. तब की बात कर रहे हो आप कंसिस्टेंट प्लान के साथ 1-1.5 महीना 2 महीना सिर्फ मैथ पढ़ो, वर्बल पढ़ो ही. जब मैथ के बेसिक्स ठीक हो जाएं, then you study both quant and verbal and study to a plan. This looks random to me by the way, जो आप कह रहे हो ना, ये इसमें consistent effort तो आरसी में भी नहीं लगा. बहुत see, you don't have to even tell me your entire story. I can kind of read it. The consistency in verbal will come once your basic idea of math is done. In your mind, math is no longer a boogeyman or something. Once that is done, then you can actually mix and match quant and verbal practice. थोड़ा long रहेगा आपका journey, but please bite the bullet, do it properly. There is no point rushing this time, and there is no point being impatient. It will improve. आपने quant में भी थोड़ा improvement तो देखा होगा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि कुछ
yes.
And see, you come from a background in which your brain is wired to think logically. So ऐसा नहीं कि हम नहीं कर सकते. But यही है कि हम consistently नहीं कर रहे होगे पार्स. ये गारंटी है मेरी, ये नहीं ही हो रहा होगा. अगर आप करोगे तो आपका ऐसा नहीं होगा कि एक दिन अच्छा हुआ एक दिन नहीं हुआ. वो आ जाती है कंसिस्टेंसी. कैसे लोग वर्बल 48 ले आते, Oila. Matlab, it's incredible. I can't believe verbal 48 is a normal score by even the strangest of imagination. But people have got 40s, mein to people are anyway getting 45. Forget 48, but 44, 45 is a normal score, which can happen. Just do not study verbal while you build your math basics this time. Okay?
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. You'll get a mail from me as well.
Right. Perfect. Great. All right. Rishabh. Yes, Rishabh. Please बताइए.
Yeah, Sandeep, thank you for this wonderful session. Just to give you a background about myself, if you must remember, I took the May live session course,
Right. Yeah, I
and
remember.
I have never referred to any other course material except for the top 1% so far. But as things would fall out, somewhere down in my office, things got really busy, and I had to take a complete break. I just could not even do any practice sessions, and now I'm looking to kickstart things again. I'm full of josh, and I'm really looking and ready forward to go. I noticed one thing that I wanted to ask about. The portal seems very user friendly and very comprehensive this time as compared to what it was during the focus
Right.
edition.
We have improved to a
Yeah.
little.
So I see most of these mock tests that you have are either self-paced or they are time. And you also told me that, take as much time to, improve on your
No,
basics
for
by.
that, I think you should refer to the PDFs, not the portal, because on the portal, taking a lot of time actually is not something we have done it. But when you're doing that, I think there is anyway a lot of other content as well. It's not that we have done away with the PDFs or something. So when you are doing this, taking a lot of time, because the portal is not required, and you get pretty impatient with the portal if you take a lot of time, and this is psychological. So my suggestion is then do it from the PDFs first.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know, are these portals mock tests? They are repetitive. So once I do.
No, there's not a single question. We have really taken care from anything that we give out in any material. There is no repetition whatsoever, except in the diagnostic one, because you may have already been through the course. So diagnostic mock ko chhod ke, baki every single word on the portal is totally new. Okay. Yeah.
All right, all right. So just what I wanted to know, till how much time should I stretch at non-time performance before graduating to a time performance?
See, it's about comfort. There is no way to quantify it. Maybe you'll get comfort in RC and CR very quickly. Maybe you'll not get comfort in I mean, I do not know. So it is really about comfort. But having said this, we still have to be practical. I guess a month of practice in verbal non-timed. Quant and DI time will anyway improve if you're really good at verbal timing, and then you can start practicing timed also. So 1 month of verbal practice non-timed, I think you will suggest definitely.
All right, that was all.
It
Thank you so
takes
much.
it takes time because verbal may speed is not your target in the beginning. Maybe you tried it earlier, but it is not really the best, the healthiest approach to go.
No, so verbal, I did not face much problem because I've been through a convent school, so my initial
Okay,
comprehension
so
also was
if
good.
quant speed is what you're talking about, then you have to get the concept down to perfection almost कि मुझे आता है सब कुछ बस मुझे टाइम में नहीं हो रहा है थोड़ा सा आप पूरा बेसिक साइकिल एक बार करो and don't bother about the pacing in quant. I think we get too phased by the pacing. If there is a weakness, then fix it slowly. Let 30 days become 40, no problem, but really nail it. And I know you were asking about a time point, but I will really need to see where you are in that case, which maybe in this call is not really possible, but definitely 30-40 days में क्वांट के बेसिक्स बहुत अच्छे से किए जा सकते हैं उसके बाद आप पेस करो क्वांट में यू कैन नॉट पेस 2 minutes maybe initially you can pace 2.5-3 minutes bring it down when you really are in the groove it takes a little while right? But you will easily be able to do if you're consistent. If consistency hit, then once again this will not work. So this time, find at your workplace also. I hope you will be consistent, and then things can. I remember your journey by the way. So I remember आपने LinkedIn पे भी मुझे एक बार या मेल पे कहीं पे बहुत बड़ा सा मैसेज लिखा था. Are the same person, right? You're from this forces background.
Yes. I met you in Mumbai also.
Right. I remember. So, bilkul, just be very consistent this time because if your consistency goes for a toss even for a week, you will not feel the courage and confidence in math at all. So just do that and just keep, let's say, doing something or the other. Even if you have a very hard day, very tough day, some or the other continually you'll have to do, and this can improve.
Oh, now I have no excuses. Work is lean, and I'm ready to go. Thank you so much,
No,
Sandeep.
that was
I'm
not an
looking forward.
excuse earlier as well, but yeah, I mean, this time you really have to find that consistency spot. Okay,
Thank you.
let's see, Raghav. Okay. हाँ Raghav, बोलिए please. Raghav, if you're speaking, I'm not able to hear you. Please check your mic if you're there.
Can you hear me now? Audible?
Yes, better. Please बताइए. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for conducting this session. I'll just start right with the questions. I have 2-3. A little bit on my background for the classic
Raghav,
GMAT.
not very well audible. Can you just check your mic? You are audible, but not properly. Please just can you check?
Yeah. Is it better now?
Very good. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So for the classic GMAT, I went through all the sessions, but I was never able to revise after the sessions were conducted. I went through them, and I also never practiced more than what was the pre-work and the post-work. And also my preparation was extremely staggered. So whenever a topic was done, at that time the accuracy and understanding of the topic was very good. But I never revised, and obviously there was so much gap, and I may have forgotten. Now I'm shifting to the focus edition. So what I want to understand is how do I know that a topic is cemented? Can I breeze through some videos? And the PDFs also must be new, right? So should I go
Yeah.
through the
No,
classes?
the portal, see, so if you do a topic, then you can go to the portal and see, are you done with it or not? Because your accuracy will reflect automatically. So for each topic, we have something on the portal. Let's say you are doing arithmetic itself, very basic, but arithmetic, once you start completely finish, then you go to the portal and take the tests on, there are 2 tests on arithmetic and it's the same. You do, let's say, critical reasoning, boldface, or let's say flaw or whatever. So there is a clear cut exercise that will tell you whether you're ready or not. If you're ready, then fine. If you're not, then once again go through the fundamentals. 5% mistakes we don't care about. I mean, you don't have to worry about because there will always be some freak kind of questions. But most of it you should be able to handle then. Because we have inbuilt practice markers for each of the topics now, everything that you'll study, there will be a practice portal, exact portal part in that, and that I think will be the tracker. So
Perfect.
you will know that ये खत्म हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, पता हो जाएगा. ठीक है?
Got it. One more question I have is,
Right.
can you speak a little on how do I manage the gap in preparation? For example, talking about revision, how do I revise what I did on T-1 or T-10 days so that there is not the revision bubble is not very heavy once I've gone
So
through
now,
everything?
because most probably you will be studying self-paced, do one thing. Every week, 6 days of study, 1 day of revision. Let it not go into the third month and then you say, okay, sab ho gaya, fir se karte hain. 6 days study, 7 days recap. 6 days study, 7 days. तो अपने आप flow हो जाएगा. I mean, this is possible when you're not part of a live batch, but I hope this time it will be self-paced. I guess so. ठीक है. So yeah, you just make a schedule. Sunday or whatever, whichever day, I'll just do a recap. I will not study anything new. I'll just recap. So that when if you keep doing some tests in between, quizzes, you automatically come to know कि ये हुआ या नहीं हुआ, and that's it, I think. So just inculcate this habit in your prep, and it should work then. ठीक है?
So does that mean the mocks also I'm writing side by side because there's a
Not mocks, sectionals and topic wise. Mocks means full mocks. So you're not writing full mocks. Full mocks you don't have to write when you're doing one topic. Obviously, no point. Right?
Got it. And just one last question. Do we still need to do any practice from the PDFs?
Yes, I will suggest, because the depth is not built when you have a timer on or when you have a portal sort of. Portal depth बनाने के लिए नहीं है. Portal is to get your exam readiness, execution right. So I think for the depth, except in DI, which is only portal based, but I think some PDFs in content verbal you should still do if you haven't done. That is the reason why, because then there is no timer written on it. You can really go slow. Trust me, even on portal, when I even say untimed, it is just the environment of things that, okay, how much time am I taking? How much time am I really taking? So that is not really the most conducive platform for untimed practice. You can do so, but really don't rely on it too much. ठीक है?
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Shreyansi, please, I've given you the access. Please tell.
Hi Sandeep. I was just waiting for my turn.
I'm
Yeah.
really sorry
So
to keep everyone and so many people. I can only talk to one person at a
I
time.
know, I know. I'm just yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So actually, I joined top 1% like last year, and I joined the self-paced course, but I really could not give the time because I was actually just switching my career. So that is the reason. But now, like I'm quite settled in my job right now, so I would like to start my preparation from beginning.
Right.
So now I was actually like before the session, I was thinking about going ahead with the R3 for HEC Paris. The
No, you could
MIM.
still do, but I think if you're not prepared, like, wow, whom did I suggest R3? People who had already got a 700 sort of a 690, 680 score. And they had like the whole day for that with them available. So these were the two reasons, but I don't think in your case it seems so doable with the work. So yeah, I
Right,
think
right, right.
don't think
So
about R3. Good.
yes, yes. So that is one thing that I wanted to discuss. So I think I will now actually give in time for the preparation because earlier also when I was preparing, I was rushing in that, just starting like let's say 2 months before the any round deadline. So now I'll just go to prepare like in depth. And so yeah, so like when is the next sort of session starting, live session starting?
Okay, so the live session is starting the day after also one of them Saturday को, लेकिन वो जल्दी हो जाएगा. आप मार्च से ले
ठीक है.
लीजिए. March will be good.
अच्छा तो
Well,
उससे
1 month
पहले.
you have to study. Yes, 1 month for live batch one has to really, really prepare. So you
Okay.
can come prepared. We'll give you the stuff right now. We'll enroll you, but you just
Okay.
have to ensure that you come prepared for the batch. Live batch is not direct walk-in, as you might probably be knowing. I do not know, but it is
Yes.
not a walk-in.
Yes.
So for the next 1 month, just do the prep required and don't join the Feb batch. Join the March. This should work for you. And 4 months, I think maximum 3.5, 4 months, you should be able to write. Do not even remotely think that any word, like even a day beyond June is on your radar. Not even remotely. ठीक है?
Right.
हो
Okay.
जाएगा.
Okay. And yeah, so during the live session, like how much time do I really have to put in on a daily basis to get it,
If you
like
do
get
the
my
first
pre-work
1
done?
month of basic prep really well, then 3 hours a day should be sufficient. But if you
Okay.
don't do this 1 month well, then you will obviously be playing catch up. So difficult हो जाता
Okay.
है. That just make sure 3 hours a day you keep giving after the first one. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Great,
Right.
great. All right,
All
that's
right.
okay. Thank you.
Please
Thank you so
lower
much.
your hand. Okay. Yeah. Zubair. Okay. I think you're the same person. Just give me रोज mail पढ़ता ही रहता हूँ. शायद वही
Hello,
है.
sir. Hi. Good evening, sir. Zubair here. Thank you for the session.
Right.
I also attended your Can I Be Your Friend session in January, and there you had suggested me to go to Focus Edition because my mock score was very low in the Classic Edition, which was about 550 or
Yeah.
around
I keep
550.
seeing your yeah.
Yeah, and then I shifted to Focus Edition, sir, and I subscribed for the 6 months package, and then in between I also attended a strategy call just to understand where I'm lacking because I finished the classes, whatever classes you have. I mean the self-paced course, what was there in the Classic Edition. I finished all the classes, and then I attended the strategy call to understand where I'm lacking, and I was being informed that I'm lacking basics, so they have advised me to finish the 390 MB file for Quant and then simultaneously topic wise test for CR and RC and marathon for RC. So I've been doing that, and I can see there's a difference now in my depth in Quant and CR and RC. And after that, the plan of action is to complete the 700 level questions for Quant and then same thing for CR and RC. So the question here is, do I have to again go back to the classes which I already finished in the classical
It
edition, or
depends on the comforts where I've been saying this to everyone. In your
yeah,
case, it seems that the journey has been that you were not very comfortable with some things. So I think
yeah,
at least at double speed, you can do everything again. You should. Not everyone,
okay,
because now I know your journey because all the interaction that we've had. In fact, you
yeah,
used to double check the logic. That means what? You're not sure about whether you're thinking correctly. For so many questions, you used to just ask, am I thinking correctly? Is this also right? There's no
yeah,
need for someone who is good at depth or good at basics to ask that question. It's not that why are you asking? We are not blaming or we are not complaining. My thing is that if someone has to ask again and again, is this correct? When you know it is correct, it is, I think, some fear inside you that I may be mistaken, or maybe let the faculty once say it. Honestly, that level tells me you will really need to do things all over. Maybe you can do it in 1.5 speed, 2 speed, whatever, but you should do. You can skip the portion in which people are talking. Okay.
okay, okay. And so, like, how much time do you really think I will take, like, considering the level where I am now, and where I have to be, because I have time at hand, because I'll be applying for my EMBAs next year itself. So time is
So,
not an issue.
no, but continue doing. I think you'll have to repeatedly keep checking where you are in terms of preparedness. I
Okay,
think the growth curve for you will be slow, but you have at least seen something better when you started doing in depth. Something,
correct.
some improvement in
Yes.
depth.
Yeah.
So yeah, continue doing this, and don't really think that immediately in the next 1 or 2 months things will really start looking up to a 705 level or something. It will take you a little while, but the curve is better. I think you will not be exactly at the old edition 500 now. You'll probably be at 620, 630 already. So from
Okay.
there you have to jump. ठीक है? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you,
हो
sir. Thank
जाएगा
you again.
आपका आपका थोड़ा स्लो करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि
Yeah.
जरा सा भी आपने रश किया आपसे नहीं हो पाएगा, फिर वो क्रम्बल हो जाते हैं। और अपने आप को डाउट करना छोड़ो। एक और चीज है, आप हर चीज में कि इज दिस करेक्ट, इज दिस करेक्ट, इज दिस, ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। प्लीज नहीं, आप मान के चलो कि जब आपने समझ लिया कोई चीज आंसर सही आ रहा है तो सही होगा थॉट। कब तक आप ये सोचते रहोगे? कौन बताएगा आपको एग्जाम डे पे? आई एम नॉट सेइंग वी हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद इट, बट वी हैव
True.
आइडेंटिफाइड this is
True.
something that you can't really keep asking, because is my logic correct? And most of the times you're thinking correct only. We are not correcting you because you're already correct. तो ये
Yeah.
इनसिक्योरिटी क्यों है? आप बताओ मुझे थोड़ा सा, क्यों होता है ऐसा?
Sometimes I feel that's the way I got the answer. Maybe it's a fluke, or maybe I'm not able to understand the process.
No, then you read the solution. Then the solution is obviously written to tell you that it
Yeah.
is not a fluke. If you're asking, see, there's no problem in you asking, as we
Correct.
are always helping you every single time you've asked a question. But it
Yeah.
shows a fundamental insecurity which will not be cured if you are dependent on someone else. Because for those 2.5, 3 hours, you are on your own eventually. So if you second guess yourself, it's not a very good way. So I'm just saying, क्योंकि आप बहुत
Good.
करते हो ऐसा, तो please वो करना
Yeah.
बंद कीजिए.
True. So basically, sir, if I'm able to get an answer correctly, applying the right process, let's say in CR, there's an inference is a process, so I'm able to apply the right process to get the answer correctly. So I should not
सोल्यूशन
doubt
हाँ
myself.
सोल्यूशन में तो
Yeah.
दिया ही है, तो आप मैच हो जाएगा। आपको क्यों ये है कि किसी और से पूछो? They see it's like okay in personal life जो लोग होते हैं कि हर चीज किसी से पूछते हैं तभी करते हैं, वो वैलिडेशन सीकिंग ही है ना एक। तो ये वैलिडेशन सीकिंग टाइप का बिहेवियर इट डजंट टेक अस टू फार। यू हैव टू बिकम कॉन्फिडेंट, यू हैव टू बिकम अलोन इन योर जर्नी एट सम पॉइंट इन टाइम। अलोन डजंट मीन यू कांट सीक हेल्प, बट व्हेन यू आर करेक्ट आल्सो देन यू आर आल्सो वांटिंग कि कोई फिर से बोल दे कि मैं ठीक हूँ। ये क्यों चाहिए? ये साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम है इसको, और ये आप ठीक कर सकते हो एक दिन। हाँ, if you are wrong and you are not able to follow, please ask. If you are not able to understand, but if you have understood, then you are asking, it shows something more fundamental. Stop doing so, please. All right.
True.
Yeah.
True, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you again for the session.
Sure.
Really,
All
really.
right.
Thank
Thank you. Lower your hand, please. Okay, Rohan, let me. Yes, Rohan. Rohan, are
Hello.
you there? Rohan, please
Yeah, I'm
go.
here. Hi, Sandeep. So basically, I was a student for your self-paced course.
Right.
Uh, I think, I believe I have proper depth. Like I've finished all the 700 plus level questions. I have given the classic exam 3 times. The first one I got a 740. The second one I scored less. In the third one I got a 740 again with a Q50. Q50 and a V41. So I don't think depth is a problem.
Right. Why do you
So
want
my
to
question,
rewrite? But ठीक है, 740p, you don't want to apply? Oh, like, is that you
I'm
want?
applying for the 2025 intake. I mean, I'll be applying for round one now. So I thought might as well get a better score, like leave nothing to chance.
No, I don't think इतनी जरूरत है वैसे। 740 की Q quant is 50, right?
Q50 V41. And the weird thing is, I mean, I probably haven't researched on this much, but at this breakdown, you probably also get a 760.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sometimes, very rarely. Yeah, sometimes you do, very rare. हाँ, 49, 41 पे भी किसी का 760 आया हुआ है. Strangest result, but we have had someone. So yeah, it's a poss. So see, nobody will really challenge your score. I do not think this will be a problem at all. So don't really have to do it again unless you are seeking some spectacular scholarship or something. If you're not looking at scholarship, the score is completely fine. Don't really be obsessed about this. This is good enough for any school. आपको करना ही है तो एक अलग बात है, वो एक पर्सनल माइलस्टोन है कि मुझे तो 99 परसेंटाइल ना, वो एक अलग चीज है, बट अदरवाइज दिस इज गुड. We have had people getting to Wharton also at 740, sometimes cracking even half the scholarship, 50%. तो ऐसा नहीं है. तो 50 is quant and I don't think there is a problem. So if you really feel that you want to retake, then tell me. According to me, there is no particular need.
I mean, okay, I will probably still consider, but because I have spoken to a few consultants and they said that a 750 plus would really look good.
Oh, definitely, no doubt. I mean, obviously, if you want to be very, very sure, but this is not the reason a B school will kind of say no to. Not at all.
Okay, so okay, we have digressed from the discussion, but what you're saying is a 740 and a 760 would not
No,
make a
because you
huge
want is
difference.
50, तो इतना मुझे नहीं लगता उसके अंदर कोई फर्क पड़ने वाला है. Unless you want a spectacular scholarship, as I said, some people get up to 100% tuition
I see.
waiver. That is not given at this score, whatever is score. 740 पे नहीं होता. But admission level पे तो I don't see it. So think
Okay.
about it again. If you really want to rewrite, then ask me. We can really help you in whichever way we can.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say just for the sake of it that I do want to give it again. How do you think I should prepare for the DI stuff? I mean, whatever sections are new, and when should I give the focus edition now?
See, how do you prepare is obviously you need a mock test portal kind of access and you need to know how it is done. If you feel that you know how it is done, I just need practice, then also I'll suggest go through it, go through the cycle, because you've gotten to a 740 only by doing stuff in the other two areas, really doing stuff. तो
Yeah.
yeah, I think जो भी हमारा आपका existing course का upgrade का होगा, मेरी team से they can release it for you.
I did speak to your employee just now as during this session only. I have already extended the course once, and it just doesn't make sense to me
Okay,
to
so
get
Rohan,
the
after this
entire
session, I'll talk to my teammates and see हम क्या और करेंगे उसके
because I
बाद.
just need the portal.
Just wait for it then. In that case, let's really come back to you because मुझे बात करनी पड़ेगी इस बार. ठीक है, we'll see.
Okay. So should I
वो
wait
जो
for
अभी
this session
structure है
or?
उसमें there is no only portal. There is no only portal. वो नहीं है.
Yeah, I spoke to
So,
Sonal. Yeah.
yeah, so only portal is not there. We'll see what best we can come up with if there is something that we come up with. Okay, तो थोड़ा सा टाइम दीजिए. अभी नहीं बोल सकते, थोड़ा सा मेरी टीम को मैं बताऊंगा क्योंकि सेशन के बीच में I can't even talk to them right now.
That's fair. Should I wait for this session or should we connect later?
No, you connect later, no problem. ठीक है.
Okay. So I'll just drop an email to the
Yeah.
normal
Whoever
query
you're
email.
talking to, you can just say that I'm not saying that I've said anything. I'm not saying, but
Of
we'll
course.
have to rethink what you're asking. We don't have any option of only portal. Okay? Only DI or only portal. ये अभी नहीं है हमारे पास. The way it
Yeah.
is, yeah, the way it is made is not like that. But we will see अगर कुछ करेंगे modification तो we'll let you know soon. Okay.
So should I talk to Sonal and tell them
वेट
that?
ना, अभी मैं नहीं, आप बात करोगे भी तो कोई जवाब तो मिलेगा नहीं ना, डिसीजन ही नहीं होगा अभी तो.
Okay,
अभी
okay.
क्या बात
So
करने की बात है, आप करना थोड़ी देर बाद या कल कर लेना, कोई ऐसी जल्दी नहीं है, आराम से कर लेना.
yeah. So you
आप
don't
ही
need
कर रहे हो
any
क्या? I mean, I
follow up from
start you
my.
or no, no
Sorry.
follow up बात नहीं, but follow up you can do only when I am free from this session. Let me talk internally. We'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Right
Okay.
away, there's no point. Okay. Yeah.
I'll probably reach out then probably tomorrow or next week.
Sure. Do reach out.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So let's see. Hey Muskan, hi. What's up?
Hi, sir.
Hello. Please speak.
Hi,
Hello.
sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better. Please tell me.
Yeah. Hi, sir. So, I have been a student of top one
Yeah, I know.
since like in
I know
year.
your story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have given classic edition twice, and I've gotten same score both of the times. This time I gave GMAT attempt like last week, and I got a 690, and the breakdown was Q49 and B35.
Right.
And I was really disappointed because in verbal, at least I was expecting something in early 40s because I had worked quite a lot in last couple of months on verbal specifically. So in my last attempt, I had issues with RC. So
Right.
I made sure I worked a lot on it, and this time I performed a little better on that. But CR, which I consider like my stronger area, while before the exam, I performed quite badly on that in this attempt. I
Okay.
was literally getting in 780s in last mocks of official mocks, and even in top one mocks, I was getting like 70% above accuracy on average. And for in fact SCRC it would fall, but for CR it was very consistent. Like I would get 75 in average in terms of accuracy. So I was a little disappointed and disheartened of what happened like in this attempt, and because
I
I
get
don't think
that.
in terms of
Abhi-
conceptual clarity there was an issue.
Okay. So see, I really want to know what is the question now. What has happened is very clear in front of us. So
Yeah.
you didn't get the score that you wanted. I understand that, and CR was a challenge, and you are not able to reconcile. All that is fine. What is the thing
Yeah, so I
that
have
you
two
consider?
questions here. First, how should I go about CR right now? Of course, DI is whatever I have to prepare. RC is going well. I'll work on that. But how should I approach CR now? Like I should like go from the start, go to the basics,
Okay,
or should I
tell
focus
me
on
one thing.
practicing more?
You was very confident about CR, but what used to happen? Why were these blips कि कभी हो गया 70% या 60%, कभी 90 भी हो गया? ये क्यों होता था? कोई reason था आपके हिसाब से या it's question specific?
So
नहीं
it was very question specific. Like I would read the question and I wouldn't understand, or I would like interpret it incorrectly. But there was no particular pattern. Even while I was getting these percentage wrong, that I could identify and then work on it. It was very inconsistent even within the types of CR questions.
I think then long sittings in CR will help from LSAT papers. Really long sittings.
Okay.
What happens is your brain gets attuned to all kinds of possibilities within a very short span of time, and probably when you're thinking again in like 180 minutes, 240 minutes, like that, if you're only in one zone, this should improve. But you should be very, very sure that there is no conceptual gap at all. And probably there will be nothing. But I want to be very sure that there is nothing that is conceptual. That's why I asked, is it purely execution based, question based? कि ये सवाल ही ऐसा था कि ये तो कितना भी पढ़ लो सही हो ही नहीं सकता. There are some questions like that. But that should be
Yes, sir.
5%. That should be 1 on 20. It cannot be 6 on 20 or 7 on 20 sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah,
sir.
I'll suggest what to do for CR. But once again, what you have to do for CR is first ensure that there is no depth issues at all. And the second thing is do very long sittings. And we'll suggest what to do. वो तो कर देंगे. ठीक है?
Okay. So, and in terms of depth issues, how exactly can I gauge that?
No, you can gauge that if you are making, let's say, a tough set of questions and you're making 14 on 20 correct. That means there is a depth issue. It can't be lack of concentration only, or it can't. Maybe in very tricky conditional reasoning, you'll make a mistake. Maybe between two close options, you're not connecting with the conclusion. So these are very specific things. आपके खुद बताओ ना error log के हिसाब से what was the reason that you went wrong in CR, and when you did, what did you realize? Is it random and question specific, or is there something that you did not do correct as per the logic that we have asked you to follow? क्या होता था generally?
Sir, again, I'm not particularly sure. I think you were also discussing with someone else on this call right now that after a point, I think because I was confident in CR, I think after a point it became like I was intuitively solving it. I think that's one thing I've realized after this call. So I'll go back to that.
I will not be able to resolve this query because we'll need to see some pattern. Maybe you will need to see some pattern. You'll really have to get in depth with your error analysis. And we can't just say
Right, sir.
everything is random and question based. There has to be a pattern of thinking. And don't get
Sure.
locked into this intuitive mode because it happens to the
Yes,
best
sir.
of us. We just can get. Maybe this is an issue that within this call I can't resolve, but we definitely can get to 100% in CR. Definitely, no problem.
Sure, sir. And sir, a second question here was that I am pretty sure I want to go to one of the M7s, and I'm like ready to wait even if I'm not able to apply to R1 this time. But if you
So
could just
why would
help
you
me,
not
like
be
how
able to
much time
apply?
extra
R1
I should.
definitely will be able to apply, right? R1 में क्या problem? Definitely will be able to. Like
So,
why?
so could you at least guide me of how much time I should take? Because like I have been studying constantly since last couple of months.
No,
So I
there
just
is
want to
a
make
rush
sure that I get to
with
the
the
99
approach you've taken.
percent.
There was a rush in the prep. Definitely, it is very evident now. So there seems to be a definitive rush in the prep. So you don't have to, because see, you're sharp, but the exam has its own ways, and you really have
Yes,
to,
sir.
let's say, smoothen the rough edges sort of. Think about 3 months from now if you're working and if you really can give only 3 hours a day. So 3 months. Do not think that I already know a lot and I should take me very little. Some people have this notion that I want to wrap it up fast. No, it will take a little long. So 3 months, I think, should be your time frame. Even if it becomes 3.5 months, don't rattle, because obviously
Yes, sir.
you have time. But you're asking, will you be able to do it by round one? Obviously, even if you're a slow learner, you will be. Yes. 6 months से ज्यादा किसी को भी नहीं लगता है यार, किसी को भी नहीं लगता है. ठीक है, चलिए.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
बिल्कुल
Thank
round
you so
one हो
much.
सकता है, बिल्कुल 100%. चलिए, all right, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Yes. Shanti, can you ask? 1 second, let me unmute. Yeah, Shanti.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, please tell.
Yeah, hi. We've spoken once before on LinkedIn too, I guess. So I was a student for the live batch, like 2022 May actually, but due to some personal reasons and health-wise, I couldn't really give the exam yet. I was hoping to give it the classic edition, but that hasn't happened. Like I got a surgery and I was recovering. So I was wondering, like, should I focus for R3? So my background is a little bit like I'm a mechanical engineer. I already have a master's from University of Washington.
Right.
And I haven't been working for the past year or so. I have some like freelance work, but not really. I don't want to count it as a full-time thing. And I've always had scholarship even when I did my master's. So this time too, I'm hoping for the same. So I was wondering, like, do you think R3 is a better option, or should I just go for
don't know
R1?
unless I know the preparedness level. See, R3 is a definitive possibility for some people. What is your prep level right now? Would you say that you're already in the earlier edition, let's say at 670, 680? Would you say that you're no longer there or you're not there at all? Like whatever. It depends on that, right? Starting point is, are you very comfortable with some of the stuff? Or like tell
Yeah.
me,
Like usually my verbal is much better than my quant. So I'm confident in my verbal.
No, it's not like that. I'm just
Yeah.
asking if you were to write a mock test today,
Yeah.
what would be your score according to you? We don't know the number, but tell me, what would be your score according to
I would say maybe 670-ish. I don't know. That's the thing. It's been quite a while since I've done
you?
any
No,
prep.
in that case, anyway, now your focus edition on the GMAT portal, you have 2 tests. Write
Okay.
both of them because we have enough practice if you were to ever switch. Both of them
Okay.
you write consecutive days, and if your scores are not encouraging to the level that you can improve in the next 1.5 months, because trust me, you don't have 2 months, you have to do the applications also. You've been through the US, you know that it is an intensive process, it's a lot of
It
work.
is. Yeah.
So then drop the idea of R3. If your scores are very encouraging, then we'll see.
Okay. But the issue is like I actually got a job and I've been waiting on the offer letter. So that will start soon. So I was just like,
Okay,
trying to
one
figure out
second, one
what
thing
to
at a
do.
time. Do the
Yeah.
mocks first. This
Okay.
part we will have to then see how much time you have. We will
Okay.
then see. So don't really be so tempted for R3 just because now you just don't want to lose a year. If work is also there and you have to do applications also, we are talking in Feb. And
Yeah.
March is when you have to apply. Maybe it's not really there. Maybe it is there. Your mock scores will tell me. I read the situation as a no. We'll just decide based on the mock tests.
Okay. So you mean the official GMAT website, right?
Both the tests, first 2.
Both the tests. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Focus
Okay.
edition. Yeah, take care.
Sure thing. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Okay, Aranav, please go ahead. I given you the access, I think. Let me see.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Bataiye, please.
Okay, so we have interacted before as well in January as well.
Right.
So the situations now is, sir, that again I'm in my final year of graduation and I'll be graduating in May, and I'm pursuing finance as my bachelor's.
Right.
So I've been a student since September 23 in the life course, and so I was on and off doing my studies as well, but because of the hectic schedule at college and everything, I just couldn't give time. So right now the true situation is that even though I did study a bit, I would like to believe that I am at zero only, because of course I don't remember much. I did RC and everything. So now I'm sitting at zero,
Okay,
and
when do you want to write the exam? Please tell me, and how much time will you have? Let me just simplify the question for you also. What is the time frame we are looking at, and how
Sir,
much time for it?
as per your advice, you said that for the master's programs, the rounds don't matter. So
Right.
one was a priority for a 24 intake in master's program in finance. But more importantly, right now, what I see more feasible is a deferred MBA. So I want to be
Right.
eligible for that. So I want the picture from you that,
And how much time per day? Please give me that answer also.
sir, right now with college, I'm if deferred is the chance, I'm ready to give 5 to 6 hours. I think that will be enough in the next 2 months.
And why do you think you will consider yourself a zero or a beginner? You have prepared, right? Or you've not prepared much?
Sir, I did study for RC and all, but it's not that I'm very confident about my preparations, and it has been on and off. So rather than to
Okay, my answer Arnav is a little iffy then. इतना आसानी से तो नहीं होगा. आपको थोड़ा लॉन्ग टर्म ही प्रेप करो आप, और डेफर्ड की बजाय, मतलब डेफर्ड नहीं भी हो कोई बात नहीं अभी. Then you work, and then because anyway after deferred also you would have worked for 2 years. So pick up work, and maybe you want to do it, you do it, but it will be a very rushed shot, honestly, because you don't seem very confident कि RC किया था बस, और आपके पास टाइम नहीं है ज्यादा. अप्रैल बिगिनिंग या अप्रैल मिड में सारी डेडलाइन होती है डेफर्ड. तो वो कॉलेज भी अगर साथ में है तो मुझे नहीं लगता, जो पर्सनल फीलिंग है, मुझे वो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा. या फिर आप भी वो करो, फोकस एडिशन के दोनों मॉक टेस्ट लिख के देखो, फ्री वाले GMAT MBA.com से. अगर थोड़ा सा इंकरेजिंग लगता है तो देन आई विल बी एबल टू टेल यू, बट इट सीम्स अ लिटिल अनडूएबल honestly, because you are saying you're a beginner level and you don't have time also. Yeah,
But sir, like in the last years, like you gave examples of people who started in the month of February, and
they
in the
did,
next.
absolutely they did, but then they wouldn't have sounded so underconfident. But you are saying that मैंने कुछ ज्यादा किया नहीं, means आपने RCP किया तो आपको लगता नहीं कि मैथ आपकी ठीक है. पता नहीं, I'm just guessing, maybe I do not know. इसीलिए बोला ना, 2 टेस्ट दे दो, दोनों पता चल जाएगा आप. और क्यों नहीं कर सकते फिर, अगर अच्छा encouraging response है टेस्ट का, so you'll have to really sacrifice your college to a large extent, and then you really have to get into the prep mode, and then yes, maybe beginning of April is when you can write, and then
Yes,
you
sir.
can simultaneously prep your applications. But I will need some numbers, sir. Now I will not be able to tell you. I say
Okay, so because sir, I'll just shift my batch from to focus edition. I will be shifting right now. So if I just give that consistent prep from now for like 6-7 hours every day, so in the
नो
next
प्लीज आप टेस्ट लिखो ना, मैं से क्यों आप पूछ रहे हो, ये
okay,
बाद में आएगा ना। मेरे कुछ आपका अगर 465 स्कोर है आज, तो मैं बोलूंगा नहीं हो पाएगा। आपका स्कोर अगर 585 है, तो मैं बोलूंगा बिल्कुल हो सकता है। डिपेंड करता है ना उस पर। आप 2 टेस्ट दीजिए, दोनों लिखिए, दोनों
so on the official site of GMAT.
या यू कैन राइट ऑन द ऑफिशियल साइट, दैट विल बी बेटर।
Okay, so okay, okay,
और
sir.
फिर
Then I'll
बताओ ना, विल गाइड। मैं इसमें देखो, ऐसा नहीं कि आई एम इरिटेटेड, आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि ये लूप हो गया, इसमें मेरे पास आंसर नहीं है अभी, क्योंकि नंबर नहीं है, तो मैं कैसे आंसर। कोई
okay, so
बोल
I
रहा
just
है कह रहे 700 स्कोर आया, 690 आया, तो मेरे पास कुछ बेस है ना बताने के लिए।
okay,
आप
and
अगर बेस,
I write that without any prep, right? So like
yes,
tomorrow day
yes,
after.
absolutely, yes. You don't worry about the scoring, you just tell me that this is my performance, this is my comfort। उसके बाद बताते हैं। और अगर हो सकता है तो why would I say to anyone don't do it? I
Of course,
somehow feel that the way you are talking, उससे confidence नहीं आ रहा मुझे as a teacher। Maybe you surprise yourself and me both with a very positive result, we do not know। So let's write, and then we'll decide based on the numbers that you get। We will really have to decide, not based on anything else। क्योंकि मैं क्या बताऊं आपको, बताइए ना, टाइम की बात है, क्रंच है ना थोड़ा सा। So we will just have to see. Maybe you're performing fine in some areas, maybe you're not। Don't be afraid। I can see that you don't want to write it without preparation। पहले तैयारी करेंगे, फिर वो सही नहीं रहेगा, क्योंकि टाइम नहीं है उस तरह का डिसीजन मेकिंग का आपके पास। All right, yeah, just do
all
it।
right,
Whatever, be ready to look at a bad score or a good score, it doesn't matter। Let it not shatter your confidence, that is reality check। From there we'll take a decision what to do। ठीक है,
all right, sir. I'll do that. Thank you, sir.
प्लीज बुरा मत मानो यार, मैंने जो बोला है मैं सच बता रहा हूँ
No, no,
उसके
sir. I definitely get your advice. I'll just write a mock and let's see. Because I was just hoping on the fact that many have cracked in the 50 days, like studying for 6 hours. So I want.
Agreed, but they did not sound so underconfident। Number one, maybe उनका कॉलेज पूरा खत्म हो गया था, मतलब वो ब्रेक पे थे कि जॉब लग गई, सब हो गया, लास्ट सेमेस्टर प्रोजेक्ट है, उसमें कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है। वो भी रीजन हो सकता है। मे बी देर इज समथिंग एल्स, सो इट इज अ डेफिनेटिव पॉसिबिलिटी, बट राइट
So
राइट टू।
even they also started with this, like they gave a mock before they started the prep.
No, they may not have, but everybody's situation is
All
different।
right, sir. All
They
right,
may
sir.
not। Honestly, मैंने किसी और को सजेस्ट नहीं किया था, बट पता चलता है ना कहीं ना कहीं। See, I
Yes, sir.
can sense more than you tell me। Yeah, I can generally, मेरी एक टीचर बनने का एक फायदा ये हो जाता है कि आपको पता चल जाता है कई बार। तो मेरे को लगता है आपको देना चाहिए टेस्ट, तो तभी मैं आपको आंसर करूँ। ठीक है, चलिए।
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, yeah, okay। Aravind, please go ahead।
हेलो।
हाँ अरविंद, बताइए।
हाय सर। सर मैंने आपका वो पिछला सेशन अटेंड किया था।
हाँ हाँ।
तो उसमें आपने बताया था कि give 5 days for RC and CR because I was struggling there, but I've given it, but I couldn't finish my SC portion and quant portion. So I given my exam. I've got around 610. Uh, but now I will be focusing on the focus edition,
Right।
and my target is R1 2024. And it's my colleges are N7 and T15. As of now, I am struggling with RC inference questions, CR assumption questions majorly, and quant numbers.
ओके, सो ये तो थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक हो गया। मतलब मैं इसमें आपको लेवल पे गया, आरसी इन ओनली इन्फ्लुएंस इन दिस इज, आई थिंक यू जस्ट नीड टू प्रेप, बिकॉज़ 610 टेल्स मी कि काफी जगहों पे चैलेंज है अभी। आपको आपको मानना पड़ेगा कि इट्स नॉट रियली द प्रिपरेशन दैट यू वुड वांट। आई विल सजेस्ट इफ देयर आर सम स्ट्रांग एरियाज व्हिच आई डोंट नो वेदर देयर आर और नॉट, इट डजंट सीम टू बी देयर। मतलब ठीक ठाक होगा कुछ प्रेप, लेकिन अगर कुछ बहुत स्ट्रांग है तो उसको छोड़ के बाकी आप पढ़ें पूरा फिर से अच्छे से, क्योंकि अब करना ही है, टाइम है, तो
Yes.
अच्छे से ही करें फिर। ठीक है,
Okay. Okay.
और जो भी आपको एक्स्ट्रा हेल्प लगेगी मैं बताऊंगा, लेकिन अभी सिर्फ कि आरसी इन्फ्लुएंस कैसे ठीक करें ये सवाल ही गलत है, क्योंकि
So
आरसी
would
में
you
चैलेंज
recommend me
होगा।
to do the whole course from scratch, मतलब forgetting what I've done in the past and
No,
all?
no, it's not necessary। If you are very confident about something, you don't have to repeat every word from it। That's my point। If you're
Okay.
very confident, depends ना, वो तो आप अगर डिपेंड करता है, मैं क्या बताऊं। Maybe 25% of the course you're extremely confident that you don't have to redo। Okay, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
It depends on how much comfort you have with the existing course, which will be a repetitive course.
Okay, so the thing is, I rushed it last time because there was lack of time for me. I started in around November, so I just rushed it. I just wanted to finish the portion somehow. I went rushed to the
In
CR
that case,
questions,
you do
everything.
everything all over thoroughly. Okay? Then don't believe that you are comfortable or confident of anything. It's really the best thing. Just
Okay.
repeat it. We don't have time crunch. It's best to redo. And you maybe some things that you remember, you'll do fast. अब कोई session आपको याद होगा पूरा, तो आपको पूरा का पूरा उतनी स्पीड में तो नहीं करना है, फास्ट कर सकते हो. ठीक है?
Also, I just had a doubt. Since
Mhm.
I'm playing for round one, uh,
Hmm.
how much appetite can I take it to the date? As in, till when can I
I
stretch
think
my?
4 months from now on the outside. So we are in Feb, March, April, May. May end तक तो दे ही दीजिए आप आराम से.
Okay.
है ना, उससे ज्यादा करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है आपको. 4 महीने तो बहुत होते हैं किसी भी चीज को करने के लिए. GMAT तो 4 महीने में फ्रेश स्टार्ट से हो जाता है. You're still at a 600 score, which means some base is there. So 4 months maximum.
Okay.
Not
And
more than 4 months anyway, because
3 months
June में नहीं
is
जाना
enough
है.
for the application process. Is 3 months?
Application will be easily done in a month and a half maximum, so you will have a lot of time.
Okay.
But don't let the GMAT spill into 1st June also. Simple. May में
Okay.
खत्म करना है, आप ये सोच के ही करें.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. Okay, Arvind. Yeah. Okay, Khushi, please.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how tired you'd be
No, it's not about
answering
that.
questions.
It's करना है तो करना होता है. I'm not tired right now. Actually, I'm not tired.
Okay.
I just
So,
have a very early morning flight tomorrow, but उसके अलावा I'm not tired person. हाँ बताइए.
yeah. So, sir, I gave my classic edition exam yesterday, got a 710. And obviously, I don't like the score, so I'm focusing on the new edition now.
Right.
I've already enrolled for the Feb 3rd, classes, live
okay.
classes. I think I didn't want to waste days. It didn't
Mhm.
seem,
Okay,
good for me.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just looking into the pre-work and everything, and CR and RC looks almost the same in terms of pre-work, but there's some like additions in quant. Like for example, I see these quant concepts in practice PDF.
Right.
So I have a very quick question. Is this like basic material, or is this advisable for
I
the
think you
new
should
edition?
still do it because even if you've done and even if you're good at it, the flow of thinking in quant, and especially with this, that some quant has become tougher and it requires some calculations, I think it'll become very strong. So you do it faster. You don't do it at a snail's pace. You can do it much faster. You've already done it, but yes, you should do that. I'll genuinely suggest, at least for the arithmetic part you do, for the remaining parts you can skip later.
Okay, all
You
right.
don't have to finish the entire 184 pages before the batch. It's obviously impractical, but आपको बाद में कर लेना चाहिए. ठीक है?
ठीक है. All right. I just had a quick question. Thank you.
Right. All right. Please lower your hand. Okay, Priya, please go ahead. 1 second. Okay. All right. Yeah. Please बोलिए. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, I just had to ask about the quant section because I missed it when I asked previously. The quant section that we did for the classic, where I was solving 700 to 800 level questions, do we expect a similar level of questions in Focus Edition, or is it tougher than what is there in 700 to 800?
No, much less tough. Not at all as tough, but yes, the ploy of the exam is that the initial 3-4 questions are probably as tough as the 700 800 level, but the remaining questions are easy. Not that you will go wrong, that is why they're easy. That's the ploy the exam is playing. So it's
Right.
not at all tougher than the 700 800, much less tough. ठीक है?
Okay. So I can assess my performance there and then understand as well.
You can assess from the mocks and portal now. This is better to assess. Anyway, you would have done some part of 700 800. So that
Right.
assessment will be a bit skewed.
Understood. And so finally, when you mention 3 hours in a day, how do you really, I mean, I just want to understand the breakdown of my 3 hours. How would I do it for the next few months? I mean, 1 month.
We can't really say every day what you should be studying, but the breakdown is in the building phase, in the depth building phase, which probably it's not going to be there for you, but you should not mix topics. But when you're in the practice phase, you can mix topics. That's it. It's
Okay.
not something that is boiled down to a science. It is also finding your own sweet spot and comfort. Some people see, nobody is very comfortable while learning three things at a time. At least I believe so. The
Yeah.
learning phase may learn one thing at a time, maybe just CR, just RC, just DI, whatever. In the
Yeah.
practice phase, you can obviously mix and match, because what is mock after all? It's just mixed practice of all topics, right? That's all
Right.
it
Right.
is. तो
Got it,
अभी
sir.
इतना ज्यादा उसको साइंस बनाने की जरूरत नहीं, आराम से आप करना शुरू करो, और automatically if you have a 600 kind of score as you told me, तो 660 or something, 690, whatever you told me, तो उससे बन जाएगा बेस, कुछ ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा. But
Done.
you don't have to really think how should I spend 3 hours. You just be comfortable in the first learning phase, and there will be learning phase even for the focus edition. Maybe
Yeah.
quant verbal not, but DI learning phase तो रहेगा ही.
Yeah.
ठीक,
Yeah. Yeah.
चलिए.
Got
और
it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
right. Please lower your hand. Now let's see, Sadhana. Yes.
Yeah, hi, this is Sadhna. Actually, I'll just give a background about myself. I have more than 11 years of experience. I got a kind of a decade of gap of studying. So I started 2 months back for GMAT preparation, and then I gave classic edition. I got Q48 and V16. So I'm very bad at verbal, and I was not able to concentrate on verbal thing. I took one course as well before this for this GMAT. So now I'm in a confusion that is GMAT is the right exam for me, or I should go for GRE instead of
See,
GMAT. That
GRE
is
verbal is even tougher. So you should write a few mocks and then decide. GRE verbal is not easy at all. GRE quant is a bit easy, definitely easier. But verbal
okay.
is exceptionally more difficult, and you should really write a few real mock exams now that ETS would have published. We can also help you with something, GRE diagnostic or something. We have also got a portal for GRE. Then only decide. It's not that GRE verbal is easy. Okay, GRE verbal is exceptionally difficult, more difficult than GMAT. Quant is easier, no doubt. Okay, so
Okay,
not something that
but
we
I
can.
heard like it is a kind of a memory based, like we just have to build our
Vocabulary is memory
vocabulary.
based, but RC and CR is also there in that. Only vocabulary is different. But memory based, it's not that they ask you meanings of words, it's also application based. So I'll suggest no, not really the decision that we can make right away. I think you'll really have to spend some time thinking about it and then only deciding.
Okay,
It's
and
not that
with
straightforward a switch. हाँ, जल्दी बताइए.
yeah, and with this years of experience, I'm looking. I can't take 2 years of break in my career right now because I have a kid who is dependent on me. So I'm looking for 1 year programs.
See, this is an applications related thing. So my teammate, I can connect you to. I don't think this would be the right thing right now. If you're looking at a 1 year program, then also you'll have to write one of the exams. I can talk about the exam prep part, but anyway, you're not looking at it right away, right? You can't do it in this month, this year now. 24, do you want to still start? Like, is that the plan you have? You want to start
Yeah,
something in the year 2024?
yes.
Okay, I think I'll have to connect you to my admissions consultant in that case, and then we can really answer
So
this.
there is still there is a scope, right, for me?
No, I do not know about it, honestly. For round 3 or round 4 this year, I'm not someone who can comment on. And another thing, you are not confident of a great score either. So you asking me a question which is very difficult for me to answer. I do not see personally that 2024 is a possibility, which my consultant might tell you some colleges that don't even require GMAT here. They might give you a waiver. I am not someone who knows about it, so we will connect you, no problem. Ask my teammates to connect you to the consultant, and let's see best option from their side.
Okay.
Okay, don't mind my words, because this is something that is not easy for me to answer. I want to be very optimistic and positive for you,
Yeah, yeah.
but really looking at a verbal 16, the GRE also doesn't seem to be so straightforward. वो be some, and quant also is not like 50, it's 48, means you made like 40% mistakes in math also, for whatever reason. So nothing to say bad things or good things, it's just that it might not happen in 2024. You would want to
Okay.
desperately finish that, oh, I can't do. I am okay. But then there are programs that don't require GMAT GRE, and sometimes with looking at the profile for very senior people,
I'm
might
open
be
for the next year also, but like I'm again ready to
okay, do one thing.
take.
Nice, straightforward suggestion. First of all, write a couple of GRE mocks. You can ask
Okay.
us also, we can give you diagnostic, or from ETS website, just write 1 or 2 mocks. Try to see, is this more comfortable for you? If it is, verbal will not be more comfortable, by the way. It's not going to be that straightforward. Then talk to a consultant, maybe our consultant, maybe someone who gives you hope that there is a possibility. And then think about waiver also. Otherwise, think 2025. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay, everybody else, I'm really sorry to tell you, I generally don't cut short, you know that I go, but I have a 4 o'clock departure. I mean, I have to leave home at 4 o'clock because I have a very early morning flight. इसको कल कर सकते हैं आपके mind understand I've not been able to answer your question, so we'll connect again maybe a little later. All those people who have not been able to really reach out, they tell my teammates that they will want to connect, all of you. तो हम इसको कल करते हैं, थोड़ा सा टाइम लगा के प्लीज। मैं आई एम रियली सॉरी, आई हैव टू, आई can't really do anything. I really, and it will be impossible for me to catch my flight otherwise. I never do this, but just give me this leeway today. I will want to connect with you, but maybe I do not know exactly when, because we will keep informed. If you want to connect with me tomorrow, just let my teammates, anybody know, so that we know how many people are coming, and we can design a slot, and then those many people only will message back that this is the time we can connect. Sorry about this today. I'm really sorry. I did not think it will really extend so much. I have to take your leave right now. All right. I know, I mean, you're not given the unmute access right now, but sorry about this. I'll open the chat window. Maybe you can leave the message here, or you can just tell my teammates. That will be better. So chat I've opened, and I'll open maybe the unmute access, but for everyone. But yeah, you can talk, but not really ask me specific questions. I'm sorry if this was difficult for you waiting and then not being able to really have your answer. Just let's continue this tomorrow if you don't mind that, please. My teammate, whosoever you have spoken to still now, जिसने कभी ना कभी तो guide किया होगा, नहीं तो okay. You're saying no. Okay, 1 second. Let me just check my teammate Natasha's number in that case, and I'll type in the chat window. Just give me a second. Okay, just a second. I'm typing it for everyone. You can WhatsApp this number, please. Yeah, please WhatsApp and we will then answer. जितने भी लोगों को करना है कल बात, वो please Natasha को बता दीजिए. I hope everybody has gotten this. Chali, I'm so sorry, guys. I really have to take your leave. I'm really pressed for time. I did not think it will take so much. Bye-bye. Bye.